All right, we are live. What up, everybody? Welcome. If you are in Atlanta, I hope you're I hope you're at home. Because
You probably just get home.
If you're not, you're
man,
stuck.
Yeah, you are
yeah,
stuck.
Two
Yeah,
people
that-
text me, said they're stuck like standstill right now, gridlock on the interstate.
My
The
brother had to
interstate?
walk and he had to
Yes.
walk and meet his wife. She had to park on the side of the road.
One of the people that text me said they don't even think they're gonna make it home tonight. They think they're gonna be stuck there overnight.
they probably
It's like-
will.
They said it's like 2013. That's crazy.
Wait,
They ain't
you
sent
know,
FIFO back, did
What'd you say?
it,
they? They ain't sent FIFO back, did
I
FIFO.
don't know.
That happened to me. But I had just pulled out my subdivision,
Mhm.
and I was going to Rod's crib to pick up some equipment because I had to stay at the crib to record, and I got stuck. I was in traffic for
Facts.
45 minutes to an hour, and I didn't think anything of it because there was an accident when I was going to Rod's house the first time. It was an accident, and then I turned around, took the family back to the house. And then I was like, yeah, I can go down there. I can make it. And yeah, so this guy was walking back. He actually stayed in my subdivision. If I would have known, I would have gave him a drive back to the crib, but I ain't know it until I saw him walk about my house. But I asked him what was going on, and he said basically the police came and shut down the bridge, said it was iced over. So they weren't letting anybody cross the bridge or come up this other road flipping because it was hilly. So,
Yeah, this ain't a snow city at all.
now, and it would have been worse because I almost went to the studio because I was gonna go there to
You messed up.
record.
Boy, if you went to the studio, nigga, they didn't what's gonna happen in that car.
It sure
Yeah,
was.
man. And you know the hills over there, Shelton. It would have been rough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
FIFO got that early 2000 camera font, boy. He's like a bonus cut from Belly.
People, they said, man, them deportations was coming and you was on the list. Are you all right?
Oh, that's what you meant. That's what you meant when you said
That's
they
what he
got
was
people.
talking about.
I didn't even know it went over everybody's head until you just got
It went over mine.
Nobody even. Everybody was just like they just kept moving on with the conversation.
I didn't know what show. Like, okay, show.
Kid Show was trying to say there was ice on the road and in the streets. All right, I'm done.
They said,
we all immigrants.
And they said they give them $750 back for everybody you turn in to. So,
I was born here, so hey,
that's
going
done,
nowhere.
bro.
We did.
That birthright citizenship. He already signed the EO for that.
It ain't, bro. It's an executive decision. It ain't gonna last long.
oh man,
You straight to? Well, no, yeah, you good.
Yeah, I'm straight. I'm the only one that's straight out the.
Yeah, you good. Nah, Nick
I'm the only
good,
one.
'cause-
Yeah, I'm the only one out of my whole family. Everybody, my whole family, low key, they get papers for shit.
Hey Nick,
I'm
I mean,
here.
you can't save you now.
Hey, I tell her, hey, look, I follow them on Twitter.
Look,
You want to see when they coming?
Oh,
Man.
mm.
Yeah.
man.
Anyway, all right, man. Let's let me get this over. Yeah, it's man stuck on the highway, bro. Yeah, people were abandoning their cars. It looks like
It's ugly outside.
damn. Yeah. Like what was that disaster movie?
Snowmageddon.
The Last Day on Earth or something like that.
Snowmageddon.
And what's crazy
Yeah.
is, other states, this amount of snow wouldn't stop nothing. But
No,
here,
It shut the whole fucking transit system down here. That is insane.
We're
This
not
ain't
built
nothing-
for that, bro.
This a Monday in New York. This is like a Monday.
Yeah.
You gotta be here at 8. Don't be late. I don't give a fuck if it's 4 feet of snow
Bruh.
outside.
It's a Monday. It's not even just new. It's a Monday in most areas, except
Right.
for
Yeah.
Atlanta.
I was
Bro,
tripping. they canceled school today, and I'm talking about before when a drop of snow on the ground. I was like, I ain't never heard of school being canceled before it snowed because it's cold.
They have to anticipate it though.
Yeah, because this Atlanta. Look, let me tell you something real quick about Chicago. I can't remember what month it was, but it was cold as fuck outside. It was like almost 3.5 feet of snow, right? We had our back gate. We had like a padlock on it. The padlock was locked, bro. We had to go out the front. You couldn't drive or nothing. Ain't nothing shut down. I walked 1.5 miles, almost 2 miles to school, bro.
That's crazy.
And on the way, we dropped my brothers off at they kindergarten. It's 3 feet of snow. Like the it don't stop up north, bro. But down here, man, they're not ready for that. Like, here's my thing, right? Like, why didn't they salt the roads? We knew it was gonna come.
That's what I'm saying. At least
y'all don't buy that. Y'all don't use y'all money, y'all taxpayer money for that shit because it don't really affect y'all like that.
Yeah, they'll throw away a day or two out of a week. You know, it's just like, all right, you know, it is what it is. So but it just moved too fast, and I think it just caught people off guard, and they weren't prepared. That's why everybody was still on the road. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Enough old men babbling.
You used to be able to say something to a comment like that, but I'm in that classification now. man, the young girls at the job be calling me Unc. I'll be like, damn.
That first Unc hurt.
Dude, bro, I was offended.
Hey, now real talk.
That first Unc do hurt. Like, shit. Because you still think about it when you get back to the car. You be like, damn,
Well, Shelton, you got a beard full of white, bro. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You said it like he had that when he was 12.
Right.
He got called early. So,
I died it for years. So
damn,
man.
Maybe
I still wear ready.
He couldn't wear no white tees during that time, boy.
Hey, them pillows had to be dark pillowcases.
This nigga sleep on his back. His chest looked like a damn got a hole in it.
All right, man. All right.
Oh man.
This is the place where sports opinions collide. Dead in Sports. I'm your host, Kenneth P. Joining me on the show, we have Nick, Spike, FIFO, and Shelton. What up?
What's happening?
What it do?
We are here to go over the divisional round of playoff games that took place over the weekend, and of course recap the national championship game, which fortunately for them was the day before we got hit with snow, because they'll be shit.
Oh yeah, that would have been worse. That would have been crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I can only imagine.
They would have been sleeping at Mercedes-Benz.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anyway, just real quick, man, just you guys thoughts over about the game. Did this game save Ryan's day job? Like, what you guys think about the game? Because it wasn't really that entertaining until the end.
Yeah, let me go first because I don't speak much on college football. Did it save his job? I thought it was crazy that people were even questioning it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like he has a horrible record. I understand, against Michigan, whatever it is, what it is. But this game, Ken, I do agree with you. It wasn't entertaining until the second half. It just seemed like Notre Dame was a little overwhelmed by the moment and by the level of competition that they were playing, and they had to get adjusted. That opening drive was good, but then after that, it just looked kind of like deer in the headlights. And then once they kind of, got beat up, they fought back, but it was a little too late. You know what I'm saying? And by then, the horses was running wild. So, shout out to Ohio State, shout out to LeBron, shout out to everybody that was in Atlanta. I'm pretty sure y'all got lit, but it's cool.
The biggest thing I saw, my biggest takeaway from the game was how poorly Notre Dame defended on third downs. Those third downs was what killed them. Every time they had a chance to get off the field, Ohio State would make a play, or they were assisted by the refs, whichever way you want to look at it. Or penalty. We'll put it that way.
Did you feel like that?
I did a little bit, especially that one personal foul roughing the passer where he kind of I mean, he could have said something to him like, "Hey, don't push him like that no more." But it wasn't enough for me for a penalty. It's football. Let them play, a little bit more than what they did. But still, nonetheless, they had chances to get out the field several times and gave up points in places where they should have got the offense back on the field. We already knew that Notre Dame was limited offensively. Leonard is a good runner, but the passing game is not there. But they control the ball with the running. They didn't run Love at all for some reason, so they didn't play to their strength at all in the first half, and that comeback was just a little too late.
I think Ryan Day saved his job earlier in the playoffs. You lose to Michigan, and then since then they've been playing lights out football. They blew out the first round opponent. They blew out Oregon. Got a nice win to get to the championship game. So yeah, he saved his job before this game. And I do think since he was able to win a national championship, the conversation about if he doesn't beat Michigan, he's going to lose his job will lessen next year. It's not going to be a thing that you hear. Even if they do lose to Michigan again, yes, people will be mad, but there's also now a new precedent as to, yeah, we lost to Michigan, so what? We went and won the national title, because they're always going to have a good team. They're always going to have a stacked roster in the sense of they pay NIL. They'll find a good fifth-year quarterback every year out of the portal. And Ohio State's a good enough program to start to overcome this, you can't beat Michigan thing. Ryan Day can't keep losing to him, but if he loses again next year, I don't think this conversation will be as loud as it has been, because they did win a national title. He got kind of he on vacation for like 2 years with that.
Well, you get props too, because you called it. Didn't you say it wasn't that your pick Ohio State all year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I picked them all year.
He did, and then he switched up and went with Texas.
I was gonna say, I wasn't gonna say that. I was gonna say, Shelton, don't give him props for that. No. That's like saying the Chiefs gonna win the title the last 6-7 years. Come on, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm glad I'm on. This is the time I'm glad I'm on the program.
You're glad you got that
dude.
Yeah.
I'm the only Ohio resident here. FIFA goofy ass had to leave. He was ready. I was gonna cuss his ass out talking about some. It don't mean nothing. Bro, Ohio State, Michigan is like Lakers, Celtics, Ravens, Steelers. You know what I'm saying? Martin and Pam, they going, you know what I'm saying? It's a battle. They going at it. It means a lot. First of all, most of y'all said a lot of shit about Ohio State as a program and not fucking Ryan Day. Because we've seen hella coaches coach at Ohio State and have winning records. And only a few of them really get looked at as legendary status, because the program is just that strong. You probably gonna get talked about in legendary status anyway, just off the strength. So Ryan Day as a head coach, yeah, his record looked fine, but I look at this is me now talking because I ain't got to be Mount Man no more. I look at that shit like Steve Kerr. Nigga, you got into a Ferrari and now you acting like you was fast before. No, you wasn't, nigga. It's because of the Ferrari.
I still know how to drive a Ferrari. Everybody
no, you don't, because every time you drive it through Michigan, what happened? You get fucked up.
That's that don't matter.
You got to change them gears, man.
Hold on.
They got a ring.
I'll let you talk.
They got a ring.
I'll let you talk, Lou. Because what separates a good coach from a great coach, Ken? When you need to win them games, you win them games still. That's the reason why Andy Reid had to get the fuck up out of Philadelphia, because he wasn't winning them games until he won them games. He was a good coach in Philly. He's a great coach now in Kansas City.
He got booted.
Either way, Ryan Day was about to get booted. Ken, I told you going into this whole thing, I was like, bro, I was picking hella other teams because I didn't have faith in two people, Ryan Day and Will Howard. And both of them had to go on a legendary run, like Lou just said, to change anybody. We don't even have our mind changed. We all expected this to happen. If they would have lost this national title again, fire his ass. I don't give a fuck if he got them there. Hell no, because they paying them kids. That's an NFL roster they paying. They never got a salary cap, Sheldon.
They won the title. And they won. You're talking as if they lost. They won the title. What else you want them to do?
I don't clap for fish that swim. Ain't that what Q ain't you said that last week? You know what I'm saying? You see the fucking roster. You see the wide receivers. You see the running backs. You see the linebackers. You see the D-line.
And they won. I don't understand why you going they won.
It's expected, because anytime they lose, we have a conversation because we expect them to win. Losing to Michigan is embarrassing. Losing the way they did in Oregon was embarrassing.
How is it embarrassing when Michigan is one of the top programs in the nation?
Michigan was the national champion.
the year
They
before.
won the national championship last year.
It's not
They lost to the
embarrassing.
national champions.
Can I ask you this, Lou or FIFO? Did they look like national championships this season at all? Did they look like they was defending the title at all?
You can't take it. They still the fact remains they were still the national champions.
This is why y'all just talking the talk right now, because y'all don't understand the rivalry between Ohio State and Michigan. It's not just about that. Again, my overarching thing was Ryan Day saved his fucking job by winning that title, because his ass should have been up out of there if he would have lost. Because not only would he have lost the national championship title when you're the favorite, you would have also lost to Michigan for how many years in a row now, Ken? 4 or 5?
4.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
With a stack roster. Again, y'all talked about the program all that time when y'all was trying to clap it up for Ryan Day. The program itself had a winning record against Michigan before that nigga.
You're not better than Harbaugh. That's what it came down to. Let's be honest.
He
right?
lost
like
more.
Harbaugh wasn't there this year, FIFO.
Well, no. I know not this year, but you said that he lost to him 4 times in a row. So them other 3 was against Harbaugh.
But the thing is, when he lost to Shameik Moore, that was it. That was it.
That was enough for you.
Y'all don't know how Columbus, Ohio is. Columbus, Ohio, Cincinnati, Cleveland, the major cities, they're a little bit progressive, But most of Ohio is a red state. I ain't gonna hold you. So when they see Ryan Day with that roster losing to a nigga, they like get his ass up out of there.
That's why I think this is crazy what you're saying. Y'all expect Ohio people are expecting the whole nation to think how they nigga. We don't give a fuck about y'all game. Like that's essentially what the world is saying. Like, yeah, it's a big game between Ohio State and Michigan, but essentially Ohio State won the title. Everybody else outside of Ohio would look at Ohio State as insane for firing Ryan Day. It wouldn't even be a question. Like even like you can take another rivalry game with Auburn and Alabama. Let's say Alabama did lose to Auburn 4 straight years. If they won a national title, and that Alabama wouldn't give a fuck. This is Ohio thing. You're right.
No. This is exactly. This is a winning thing. And first of all, it's insane for you to come up with me with that argument when you're a Dallas Cowboys fan, where every year y'all gas up y'all team and y'all gas up a lot of shit and expect every fucking day of the week. I gotta turn first take off the first 15-30 minutes because they talking about Cowboy shit when they ain't even nowhere near the fucking playoffs. So get the fuck up out of here with all that shit. No, Ohio State, Michigan is a rivalry the country watches. That's why it's prime time Fox. It's prime. Everybody turn their TVs on, nigga.
You think that's the biggest? Is that the biggest rivalry
in college football? It's top. To me. It's a top 5 rivalry all in sports, but it's in college football. It's the biggest rivalry. It's the only one.
I think that's what you think of when you think rivalry. You think Celtics, Lakers, Ohio State, Michigan.
Yeah, because I was going to say, in college football, what's a bigger rivalry than that?
Auburn, Alabama.
No, it's not
bigger.
Yeah. Lou,
you too loyal to the South.
I don't think so.
Y'all ain't no real down South.
You gas up.
Auburn, Alabama, Texas, Oklahoma, and Florida.
Texas,
Georgia.
Oklahoma is big, but I still think Ohio State, Michigan is bigger.
I
think that's going to be the biggest.
Well, Lou, I will still give you your credit because you said that they were going to win it all. I don't know why you switched to Texas when you did. I don't know what we were talking about, but nevertheless, and the reason why I remember that conversation is because I remember looking at you crazy because of just what Nick said, Will Howard and Ryan Day. And I don't know what Will Howard was smoking, what type of rap music he was listening to, but that's not the same guy that we saw in the regular season. So go for 15 for 15? And then, you're up against a weaker opponent in Notre Dame anyway. So, they were supposed to do what they did and dominate. With Marcus Freeman, he probably should have started cussing instead of preaching in the locker room at halftime because that those speeches were not working, bro. So
we gonna get to somebody else and their speeches later on. This show.
And look, hey, when I was watching the halftime interview, it looked like he wanted to start cussing. He had to catch himself and remember he was on TV. But yeah, man. But they did it. They won it all. And I think next year we're definitely looking at what's going on with Texas with Arch Manning, and can they repeat? But nevertheless, it was a game. You know, that was
Quick
it.
question
So,
before we get off of it. Do y'all think that another team will offer what's his number 4 name? Ohio State, the receiver, the freshman.
Oh, Jeremiah Smith.
You think he would leave if another team offer him more money?
I doubt it. There's no need to. I mean, he's in a position where he's going to get drafted as high as he can get drafted. Leaving, you just got to learn a new system. The next system he learns should be an NFL system.
And Ohio State right now got the best wide receiver development program. So at least making that transition from I know Q, you looking at me about LSU. No, we already did this. We already went through the names. We already went through the names the last 10 years. It's Ohio State.
LSU.
Okay.
LSU.
Hey, look, Jamar Chase
I love Jamar Jefferson, but
Jamar Jefferson make it. Them two alone. Them top 2 receivers in the game.
Jamar, Odell, like come on.
Are they in the playoffs still? Because I could have sworn there's one. Lou, I could have sworn there's one more playoff Ohio State wide receiver in the playoffs right now, and his name is Scary Terry. You know what I'm saying? And he just needed a quarterback. And he balling right now.
Is Scary Terry better than Jamar Chase? Yes or no, Nick?
No, I was talking about the.
There you go.
No, wait. Is Scary Terry better than Justin Jefferson?
No.
Does he have the accolades that either one has?
The rest of the wide receivers you about to mention is coming from Ohio State.
I mean, I can argue Alabama.
That's what I'm saying.
But, you know,
Alabama's up there too.
They just started producing receivers.
Ohio, so did LSU. Ohio State for decades has been. You could draft a wide receiver, I'll say, and you more likely can get a top 20 or a top 10 wide receiver on your team. Let's not play around with this shit.
I think that every scout looks at LSU as wide receiver university.
They saying you just saying that now.
I think if you name the top 3,
you sound like somebody just watching college football in the last 8 years.
Just name the top 3 from each team. Yeah, in the last 20 years, name the top 3 from each team. Last 15 years, we're gonna say.
Bro, like Odell was amazing. Like he has one of the greatest catches ever. He had a really high peak and he had a good prime.
Who are the? My bad. I'm sorry.
No, you good.
Who the top ones from Ohio State? Besides Scary Terry.
Jackson Smith and Jigma.
I gotta go through the list.
That's number 2,
right?
Oh, it ain't even close then.
Yeah, Marvin Harrison.
It's LSU.
Yeah.
You're talking about a bunch of older
Harrison,
guys.
Going back 30 years ago though.
Chris
If
Carter.
you're talking about recently,
Joey Galloway.
Yeah.
I'm talking about as a program. Y'all just talking about the highs and lows.
Julio Jones.
Look.
Julio Jones, Devontae Smith, like.
Look, I pulled it up for LSU. I'll look at the other ones. Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas. Damn, I thought it was. Oh shit! Wait, hold on. This list, it's like
the list is short, bro. Once you get
no.
Once you get 2010s, once you go back to that Lou, it's all Ohio State. We talk about Chris Carter. What are we talking about, nigga? We got legends over here. You over here talking about
40 years ago.
This nigga talking about Devontae Smith. He ain't even the best receiver on his fucking team.
I mean, he could be.
Oh, okay.
OBJ, Jarvis Saline.
I could be a faithful nigga too, Q.
I mean, Devontae, he won a Heisman, Amari Cooper, like Calvin Ridley. You know what I'm saying? Jerry Jeudy had a really good year. Julio Jones.
Hey, looking at this LSU list, it's very top heavy, and then it's like mediocre. It's like the good are
we did
like
this in the chat already. I'm telling you, we did this in the chat, and we went through the list. But Ohio State produces the best wide. Throughout the generations, they produce the best wide receivers. Yeah, LSU hitting right now. Alabama hit a few years ago too. But if you look at it for the last 30 years, you're looking at hella Ohio State wide receivers. And some of them still blossoming now because they finally got a fucking quarterback.
But who are the 3 best Ohio State wide receivers in the league right now?
You about to see
right now.
You see one right.
I mean, like right now though, like the one who's actively in the league. Are there any? Or
McLaren the best?
I was gonna say Marvin Harrison. We got to see what he look like next season.
Like,
he's
top
4 wide. He was a top 4 drafted.
LSU was clearing that, bro. And plus, Henry Ruggs would have something to say if he wasn't stupid. So I mean, for Alabama.
Well,
Chris Olave. That's who I forgot about. Ohio State.
Garrett Wilson.
You naming a lot of really cool wide receivers.
I'm not comparing. Again, I'm not in the argument of saying they are the best wide receivers right now. I'm saying as a program, Ohio State produces the best wide receivers.
To me, I look at it like
historically, I agree.
Historically, to me, I look at it like you're going to a restaurant that serves really solid meals versus like you can only afford a couple meals from this other great restaurant. And it's
Don't do
like they
that.
give you the most banging shit.
No,
Like, bro, Odell changed the game on how wide receivers run routes. You have Justin Jefferson is
no, he
inspiring
didn't. Chris
all.
Carter
Yes,
did that before.
no,
Chris
he
Carter did that
did
before.
though.
He did
He did
before
though.
him.
Don't do that. These young kids
Alright.
love Odell. Justin Jefferson is the new generation's Odell. And then you got, Neighbors, all these guys, like they've changed the game. He's like John Morant for wide receivers. Like, you know
Odell
what I'm saying?
isn't known for his routes. He's known for him having hands. That's what I'm talking about. Chris
Yep.
Carter is the better.
No.
Was the revolution of that
No,
before
bro.
him? What are you
What
talking about?
Odell-
OBJ, bro? It was the catch.
It was the
How
catch.
much-
It wasn't no route.
Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. Like y'all are being too semantic-y. The way that young wide receivers come into the league, Odell's route running changed how they prepare to run routes. Yeah, the hand and the catch was like the iconic moment. That's the iconography part. That's the branding part. This amazing catch. But dude, Odell's wiggle and how he got in and out of breaks, that is what young kids were looking at for a good like 5-6 years. And now Justin Jefferson is that prototype for them. So if we're talking about the more impactful receivers, like LSU is giving you diamonds, whereas like Ohio State is giving you really good guys.
Well,
and I think
you got-
you can argument, but
Yeah. So from Ohio State receivers to Ohio State quarterback, CJ Stroud was in a matchup this past weekend with Patrick Mahomes, and it didn't end well for him. The Kansas City Chiefs now are hosting their 7th straight AFC Championship game after defeating the Houston Texans at home 23-14. Are the complaints, because this was a lot of the conversation after this game, are the complaints about the refs in the Chiefs games valid?
Hey, Ken,
Start
they're
there.
not hosting. They're playing in 7 straight. They haven't hosted all 7.
Okay.
Oh yeah, they didn't host last year.
Playing
Yeah.
in 7 straight.
Yeah, playing 7 straight, which is fucking crazy.
Mhm. That's
I
crazy.
think we talked about it all year.
Have you ever
That's
seen that before? First,
No.
we've never seen that before,
no.
right?
This is very LeBron like.
Did the Patriots do 8 straight?
Patriots, did the Patriots do it?
I don't think so. I don't think
I
they
don't
did
think
it
they
straight.
did.
They just been.
No,
They
it
just. They just been to. I thought it was 8 straight. with the
They've been a lot,
Patriots.
but not straight. I don't think.
Yeah, chat. Help us
I
out.
don't know.
Do
Or they may
the
have.
Google
They may have
score.
only. They may have went 8 times in general during
Yeah.
that Brady run.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't
Well,
know.
no,
It's some number like that.
they went more because Eli got his 2 against Brady, didn't he?
Yep.
Rob
So
said
that means at least 9.
Yeah, Rob said they went to 8 straight.
8 straight.
Patriots.
Okay, so
Okay, yeah. So damn, that's crazy.
yeah.
Hey,
so,
we gotta
we've
start
seen
putting
it.
respect on Belichick's name, bro. Niggas was trying to put that nigga through the mud.
do we?
But you
Were
know,
you
what?
one
They
of them?
still are.
No,
Yeah,
I'm talking about. I can't. No, I don't know. I don't care about Brady. I've always given Belichick his respect.
Okay.
But the thing,
okay.
but the thing about coaching though, sometimes like the game pass you by, and we've seen for the last 3 to 5 years the game
let's-
passed Belichick
Yeah,
by. I know,
I was
I'm
saying-
getting
Yeah,
back
let's
to it.
get focused.
I'm getting
My
back.
bad. My bad.
I'm getting back to it. I'm getting back to it. In terms of the Kansas City Chiefs and what they were able to do, and the assistance from the referees, let's be honest. At the end of the day, when you play a home playoff game, regardless of the sport, you get a little home cooking. It's baked into the reason why you went 15-1. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever their 15-2 or whatever their record was. At the end of the day, if the Texans want to complain about that, win more games.
FIFO, they could have
you
played
play-
in. They could have played in Timbuktu. It would have been the same thing with the ref, though. You know the
No,
refs call that game.
let's not do that. Let's not do
They
that.
do.
Shelton, what I'm saying, and that's why I started where I started. When you host a playoff game, you're going to get home field advantage. Part of that home field advantage that's baked in is that the refs is going to hold their whistle. They're going to be against the other team just a little bit more. We've seen it even against the Patriots, for the Patriots. At the end of the day, play at home. They play in the worst division in the AFC. Win more games. And I understand that they had, injuries and all of that type of stuff. But at the end of the day, we seen this Texan team been up and down, and it was just a microcosm of what we saw in this game. And again, I feel like as the season wanes in the NFL, what we get is clarity. This was a microcosm of both of these squads. The Chiefs have not been explosive all year, for 2 years now, but they win games. Situationally exceptional. right? And that's what they were. That's what they did. The Texans up and down all year, just like they were in this game. So to me, I wasn't surprised. Do the refs help out? Of course. Like I texted in the chat as soon as like he got Pat Mahomes got 2 of them calls where they were talking about roughing the passer. What? This man, he's a runner. He's a track star. He could get hit. This is the football field. He got a helmet on. The quarterback don't play without helmets on. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. It is what it is, man. The Chiefs, do they get a little bit of help here and there? Yeah. When you play with skill, good luck will happen. It just happens to come from the refs.
This conversation starts to flare up every time you get a dynasty. This happened to the Lakers in the 80s. It happened to the Celtics in the 80s. It happened to the Patriots. It happened to the Bulls. It happened like every time there's a dynasty, people always say, because they tired of seeing them in the AFC Championship game for 7 years, that they want to lend it to the refs. Yeah, they do get favorable calls. That happens, but it happens for all the teams. Like FIFO said, if you won, it would happen for you more. It just works out that way because we see you more. It's more exposed. Yes, I would be crazy to sit here and say that the Chiefs don't get favorable calls, but I would also cite that it happens everywhere in sports all throughout history. It's never not been a thing.
It happens everywhere you have a very important person in your box. I'll put it that way. That helps a lot in this situation because you can't convince me that some of those calls were not manufactured. But at the same time, that coming in, which means as a team, some of those calls were not calls that you would have seen on any other football field, at home, on the road, anywhere. Those calls are for the Chiefs, and that's fine. And teams should know that coming in, that you're not going to get these favorable calls. That referee that had ref that game had done this whole time. We knew this. So you got to make sure that you're on your P's and Q's. You can't have mistakes when you play them.
Can I ask you a quick question before we go to the queue? Because I got a lot I got a few things to say. Doghouse ain't gonna like it. Did those penalties at all cost the Texans? You believe they cost the Texans the game?
Absolutely. That one of the roughing the passer calls was on the third down. They would have gotten the ball back, and all those penalties count. Now could they have still won that game? Yes. Did they make mistakes? Absolutely.
I'm just asking you personally. Do you think like if those penalties weren't called, you would have thought the Texans were going to win that game?
That I'm not going to say that I would have thought the Texans would have won the game. I'm just going to say
picked the Chiefs.
He picked the Chiefs to win. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that you got to make it fair. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I don't care. I don't think that they would have won a game. I don't think that they're a better team. But
see,
if you're playing against
the beautiful thing about sports, Sheldon, this is fair. This is fair. You having to go on the road and deal with these calls, being the lesser team in this situation. Yeah, nigga, you got to overcome this stuff.
It don't matter if they was on the road or not, though, Lou. You think that the Chiefs didn't get calls on the road this year?
About home field advantage.
The Chiefs didn't get calls on the road this year. Have you watched the Chiefs games?
Yes,
he been getting calls on. This ain't just start the playoffs. It ain't just start at home.
People are making a lot about these calls, and it ain't the calls. It's the fact that they have the best quarterback ever playing for them.
He is the best quarterback, and I agree. I don't have no issues or bones about that. But at the same time, we're not going to act like they don't give help. That's all I'm saying. We see it.
The Bulls got help. We won't treat Michael Jordan like this.
And maybe that's the argument that we need to start doing that. But I mean, like, no, I see. I'm with that shit. I don't believe in sports mythology, bro. I believe in sports as a scientific observation of human beings in a testable field where reaction time and preparation is your metric on how you judge these human athletes' movements. Like it's science, bro. But at the end of the day, that's just the on the field part. This is still a business, and you're not going to convince me that there's not open signs of business everywhere in every sports league, from the Yankees to the Lakers to the Boston Celtics to the Kansas City Chiefs to whatever. They're invested in brands being at the top. These teams are stocks at the end of the day. The leagues are branded as entertainment leagues, not branded as like, oh yeah, we're all just. You can't cut to a commercial to bet MGM and then tell me that all this product is organic. That's bullshit. Yeah. You're not going to lie to me that Jamie Foxx is going to advertise. I can bet on this guy to get a certain over on a parlay, and now that you're going to tell me that there's nothing on the business side that is either tipped in their favor or damn near, you know what I'm saying, if people want to say it, rigged or whatever. I believe that the Kansas City Chiefs, they get calls because of the business side, but that doesn't mean that they're still not a great team. I don't think that two things can't clash. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are both agreeable things, I think, for people. You can look at these calls. Bro, number 74 on the Chiefs, he is holding and false starting every fucking play. And they don't call it. And he held on to dude on Patrick Mahomes' run down the sideline. I think it was like a 3rd and 8. And he's holding dude. And other teams just don't get those calls. Of course, like everyone's saying, historically across all leagues, this has been happening. The Bulls got calls, yes. But I think that is only more further proof that business has always been at the top. They want mythology. They want Brady is getting 7 and possibly 8 rings. They want Mike got 6 rings. This stuff is iconography in this business. And I think that it's okay to dissect those parts, but we don't have to lean on it to the point where we're saying that the Texans were the better team. It's just, I want to see an organic product as much as possible.
I don't know if that's able to happen.
I
would say, real quick, I just want to say, yes, Q, you're right. It is business because it's proven, like they've released the statistics. When there are dynasties in whatever league, whether it be the Yankees, whether it be the Warriors, whether it be the Patriots, viewership is up because people that are like heavy fans, they don't have to be introduced to a new product. They know what's going on. They know the logos. They know the names. So I agree with that part.
So for me, I missed the game live because, like I was telling you on the chat, I went to go see what's that movie called again?
One of them days.
Yeah, one of them days. It didn't matter what the movie was called. It was SZA and Kiki, and I see them. Hey, boy, it wasn't a normal day for me. I'll tell you that. When I see that, a normal day for me. So I had to watch the game on the rewind. But as I was like seeing y'all in the chat, and I saw some posts on the Reddit thread, I see Doghouse he took it on the chin, kid. Pause. He was just like, it is. You know, they may have done this, they may have done that. He said his little excuses as he usually do for his team. But I was thinking, okay, so this month when I'm going into it on the replay, I'm thinking, oh, so these calls must have came and like changed the whole fucking game. I looked at that fucking recall, and the thing that gets me the most is whenever I ask somebody afterwards, I'm like, okay, so if you took all those flags away, are you saying the Texans were going to win that game? And they all tell me the same thing, Ken. No. And I think it calls for the same, because they all watched the same fucking game, and they knew based off the Texans' performance, off the strength of that alone, they weren't winning that fucking game. Fuck the flags. When I looked at the top of the fourth quarter, Q, with all them flags included, it was 12-13 with a 3rd and long. And Travis Kelce with 4 defenders in the fucking area was wide open. Somebody explain that to me.
But how can we say that? But how can we say that? But how can we say that though?
How can we say that everybody lately has been trying to argue if Travis Kelce is washing out over the last 2 seasons based on how he played in the regular season? But we know based off a pattern in the playoffs, somehow, some way, he get a shot of something and turn it on. He should not have had 117 yards in a touchdown.
Nick, that dude leads in touchdown receptions in the playoffs, touchdown yard or receiving yards, receptions. Bro, like he has usurped Jerry Rice in every statistical receiving category in the history of the NFL at the tight end position, bro. That is ridiculous. And here's the other thing that I wanted to add to what you're saying. I 100% agree with what you say, Nick. And this does not happen often. So so this is a rare occurrence. This is a rare occurrence. We tag
team snowing in Atlanta. That's what I'm saying. This things are changing. Snowing in Atlanta.
Everything's off. But look, the thing about the Chiefs, regardless if you get the calls or not, you know what I'm saying? When you're talking about a dynasty, and I also agree with you, Q, as well, right? Like there's some conspiracy theories. When you look at it, people get calls in dynasties and all of that type of stuff. We know this. You have to be elite to even compete. A couple years ago, when and it just came up on my timeline on social media, when Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes went back and forth in that playoff overtime game, That was fucking ridiculous, bro. We're talking about under 2 minutes, and we had both teams score points. You know what I'm saying? Back and forth. Like, that is the level that you have to play at to even have a chance. CJ Stroud was not elite. CJ Stroud all year was not elite. CJ Stroud did not look like a top 5 quarterback this year.
Hold on. Let me say this real quick. This is not on CJ Stroud, in my opinion. This is on the special teams of the Texans that cost them the game.
100%. But Nick, what I'm saying is that when we get into the playoffs, the quarterbacks that are playing against each other, each of them have to play at an elite level to give their team, defense and special teams, an opportunity to pull out the game. And what I'm saying is CJ Stroud didn't play at the level that he needed to play to be in position to win that game.
That's fair.
FIFO, let me ask you this. Were they coached? Huh?
I was just gonna say, I think this is one of Stroud's best games of the season.
I don't disagree.
Were they coached?
Wasn't good enough for Mahomes.
Coached to the level that they need to be. And we're going to get to D'Amico Ryans and ask whether he's a top 5 coach. And the reason why I want to ask that is because Tony Dungy was on Twitter praising Andy Reid for 7 straight AFC Championship games. People brought up the refs. Here's what he said. Did any of those teams, because they were talking about some other teams that won. Let me give you guys full context. He was like, great man. This is the reply to Dungy. Great man, great coach, but man, it helps when you have the refs in your back pocket, extending drives for you with bogus calls. Teams that turned the ball over 0 times and outgained their opponents by 100+ yards were 49-0 in playoff history until yesterday in Kansas City. A coincidence for sure. Before I get to the reply, Nick, what I tell you about, you can make stats say anything. The reason why they were outgained them in the game was because of what happened at the end of the game when he ran 27 yards away with the punter, and then they were nil the ball that took stats away. All right, so there's that. Tony Dungy replied and said, did any of those teams give up a long opening kickoff return, miss 3 kicks, have their QB get sacked 8 times, and only score 12 points of their own? All of that being said, who is at fault? Are we looking at D'Amico Ryans for his coaching performance, given what Tony Dungy just cited?
I don't think that you can look at really anything on the Texans and say that there was much wrong with what the team was doing. You're down because of the lack of Stephon Diggs and your other wide receiver who's your stars.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? And you're kind of playing with house money now. You're not looking at this like, yo, we should beat this team. And that to me is the reason why the calls are infuriating. And from a coaching standpoint, I couldn't blame D'Amico Ryans, because it's not about did those calls sway the game. It's about did those calls affect momentum killing moments, and they did though. But they did though. Nick, yes. You cannot referee a game. Tell me I can't hit the QB and say that doesn't affect how I play the QB the rest of the fucking game. It really does.
Q, that was the first series. Q, they were about to get the ball back.
The very first series. We're about to get the ball back.
Shelton Q.
You talk about a young defense.
The score when it was 12 minutes left in the fourth quarter was 12-13. I hear what everything y'all saying.
That's 1 point.
But let's not again. It was like that's my whole point. It was a 1 possession game. If I told you all that shit that y'all just said happened, literally everything, if I agree with everything y'all said, and I would have told you going into that game, this is all that's gonna happen, but the Texans and the Chiefs is still gonna be 1 point and less than 15 or 16 from both, you would take those odds if I was the Houston Texans going into that and saying, oh yeah, that's a ball game, we can win that. They still didn't win. It wasn't meant to be. They're not good enough. I'm sorry.
Well, Nick, it affects your mentality. We can't say what the score is. We're saying what the
that means you're a weak team. Yeah, you're a weak team.
It's a young team. It's a young team.
We can't do that. We can't say momentum based. They're in the the AFC divisional round. The reason that people get frustrated, are frustrated with calls like this when it goes to the Chiefs, because the Chiefs are good enough to do something with those calls. The Texans aren't. They just aren't good enough to do stuff with those calls. The reason that they get mad at dynasties because they capitalize off these calls. You're right. It does extend the drive, but guess what? They don't punt 3 downs later. They score a touchdown. That's what happens when you get people like Patrick Mahomes.
So when Patrick,
y'all essentially punishing them for being good.
So
they
I just think
these extra opportunities and they capitalize on them.
Lou, the time when they were supposed to punt, when they called that first ghost penalty, they scored a touchdown then. So one of the touchdowns the Chiefs scored was on that drive after they got that penalty. So my point to you is this: when you're a defense and you're an aggressive defense and you're a young defense, your tendency is to play according to how the game is being refereed. Why are we talking?
What Shelton? Why are we talking about defense when this is why I'm not going to kill Stroud? But once he gets paid, best believe if this happens after that, because you know how I feel about anybody you get paid. There's no excuses. But since he ain't get paid yet, here's the excuses, I guess. What was their efficiency like in the red zone, Shelton? Let's talk about the offense. Let's talk about the offense. Where was the kicks that was supposed to be made?
Nick, you're right.
The only thing that I'll give fault to D'Amico Ryans is that he would look like a punk ass. There's 2 punk ass niggas post game pressers that we gonna talk about today. One of them is from D'Amico Ryans because he came into the game talking about well, we knew the rest. Don't nobody want to hear that when you
but
lost.
But that's the truth though. I mean, why are we so averse to saying
that's
that?
A weak-minded response.
Bro. It's not weak, bro. Bro, you can't tell me you cannot show me no, bro. You cannot show me Taylor Swift in the fucking skybox and then show me the star tight end's brother commentating the fucking game and then tell me that there ain't nothing wrong with this. Bro, there's something weird going on, bro. It's like, y'all are invested. I get it. Y'all are invested in Mahomes. He's the new Brady. I get it. He's NFL Drake. And he's NFL Drake, bro. It's cool. And when you lose
right now, bro. Get over that soapbox, bro.
It's not a conspiracy. It's business. It's not a conspiracy. It's business. It's business. No, y'all niggas heard Wu-Tang, bro. Cash rules everything. So stop and give me this fucking, it's a conspiracy. But it wasn't a conspiracy when Brady was getting calls, nigga. It's what the fuck they do. They have faces of the league. You're not going to show me.
Yes or no question before I start hitting the mute button on everybody. Is D'Amico Ryans a top 5 head coach? Because we got to move on. Is he a top 5 head coach?
He's top 10.
Top 10, not top 5.
He needs wide receiver.
I give him top 7.
To be determined. He needs a wide receiver.
I found it funny as hell and damn near blasphemous at the same time that Q said just because we got white bitches in the press box, we losing games.
All right.
In business.
Yeah, let's move to the next game. Oh man, I felt sorry for my boy B. But yeah, his boys went out, finally caught up to them. And it was just everything went wrong for them.
This title was pause worthy. There's something wrong with this title.
Chili in
the yeah. So anyway, the Washington Commanders pulled off a huge upset on the road, defeating the number 1 seed Detroit Lions 45-31. Is Jaden Daniels already a top 5 QB in the league?
Yes.
Let me start this. Let me get, because people are always asking for flowers. I'm surprised I didn't see 1-800-Flowers as a sponsor for me, at least for my takes moving forward. But let's talk about it as the only nigga in the room, the realest nigga in the room at most of the times, Lou. I'm gonna try to tell you. I'm gonna let you know right now. I was the only one that had a dub, you know what I'm saying, on my screen. And that was because I knew. Now, again, of course, I hate that this come at the expense of B. He's good people. But boy, does that video look hilarious now when you watch it back. I'm sorry, but that shit look funny as hell after a loss. But it was what I said, what I thought about I've been talking about the Detroit Lions defense for a lot of years now, Sheldon, and I've been telling you the same thing, bro. It's rumpy, it's trash, it's garbage, it's shitball, and it showed up in the worst way at home. Where D'Angelo Ball dropped his. I said in the chat.
I told B in the beginning. I said, B, this ain't gonna look good for you because Jello is performing.
His only hit is gonna be associated with a huge L. like his future rap career.
Just like that record label. It's gonna.
Yeah.
That was
So,
the only
Nick, let
hit Detroit had.
Nick, let me ask you this: do you feel, because everybody knows, everybody knew going in that the defense was the issue, right? I didn't anticipate Jared Goff having another high turnover, multiple turnover game like he did earlier in the season, right? And even in that game, they had an opportunity to win. In this game, I felt like they could have controlled the momentum a little bit, but they couldn't get Jaden Daniels off the field, man. And Ken, to answer your question, is Jaden Daniels top 5? I said yes, because here's the thing: what weakness does he have? We saw that long throw that he threw when the DB got the hand in the face and he put it in the bread basket, bro. Like he literally, it's like he ran 60 yards and just put it in his fucking stomach for him. That's essentially what he did.
He's so good as a rookie. I know who De'Ami Brown is. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? Like, and I said this from the beginning. I was like, bruh, he has the opportunity to have the athleticism like Lamar Jackson, but the accuracy of Joe Burrow. And I said that after that Bengals game, because he did something that I didn't expect the nigga to do, through a touchdown pass to seal the fucking game to Scary Terry. That was the beginning of everything. And it was like, bruh, the way he plays, it's like we probably have never seen this type of quarterback before, where he's damn near elite on both levels, whereas as a runner and as a thrower. Like the only thing
there's a third level.
We talking about poise,
mentally, because not only like what was it? Was it the Detroit game or was it the game before? Either way, I know it was one of these games. I can't remember, but he was staring down the barrel multiple times with free runners coming at him, and he's unfazed, unrattled. You know what I'm saying? And for me, as a rookie, to have that third level of mentality, preparedness for the game, I didn't seen it before. It doesn't matter what you throw at me, I have an answer for it. We have never seen a rookie take on this much load, and be successful.
You go ahead, bro. This nigga done. He ain't saying nothing at this point, bro.
No, I think we're doing a little bit too much. No, he's not top 5 yet.
You just the hating nigga today.
He's not top 5 yet. He's not top 5.
He better than Jalen Hurts.
I mean, Jalen Hurts is not in my top 10.
I'm going off the ledge right now. I ain't Mount Manor no more. He better than Lamar Jackson.
In the first game.
Okay.
He better than Lamar Jackson.
Oh, y'all start arguing about.
I can't say that about no 2-time MVP. I can't do that.
Bro, he's not top 5 yet. Like, he has to do it one more season. Like,
who better than him? Hold on, before you make your point, who better than him?
Bro, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen.
Okay.
I take Herbert and I'll take Burrow.
Woo.
Right.
Woo. I give you Burrow. That's about it.
It's one season. Y'all hype because he hasn't bro. He's having
one season off CJ Stroud.
Like, it's one season. And Stroud is better than him probably too. Like let's see him do this again.
He already has as many playoff wins.
Bro, like, let me just finish. Can we see him actually do this again? Because defensive coordinators are going to get tape. I'm not saying he can't. I'm just saying the same way y'all was glazing CJ Stroud last year, the same shit can happen to Jaden Daniels, where all these miraculous throws against third string Lions. Like I get it. Third string Lions are really like it's an attractive tape. But them niggas were on IR, bro. Like half the team on defense was on IR.
The defense was shitty before that.
And bro, stop. Y'all want to argue today, and this is really funny. Jared Goff threw 3 or 4 interceptions, bro. He looked fucking terrible. Let's not act like Jaden Daniels was just taking the game from Detroit. Jared Goff gave the game away, and then they had a bunch of people on IR. Half the defense was in the hospital. So Jaden Daniels took advantage. He looked great. And let's just leave it there. He looked great. Let's see him do this again next year when defense coordinators have a whole summer to track his tendencies, to do all the same thing that they did to CJ Stroud. The same way y'all were just saying a second ago, I don't know, CJ looked like he fell off. The same shit can happen. So I agree that he looks great. But we've seen miraculous playoff runs from multiple QBs before.
Not a rookie.
I understand. I understand, but we've seen it from
Can I ask you one question, Q, before you go? Q, After Patrick Mahomes' first season as a starter, did you think he was a top 5 QB?
I don't do that with anybody. I have to see you do it again because this league will get your tendencies. This league.
You didn't think nothing. You didn't think nothing of him.
I said that he looked great in a playoff run. That's all the sample data that I have. That's all the data that I have. I can't go off of 2 years in, no one's been able to really shut this down. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference between knowing that Jordan is going to do the step back or do the turnaround jumper, and then being able to stop it. So I don't do the prisoner of the moment shit where, oh my God, he looked amazing against third stringers and Jared Goff giving the ball away every other possession. Yeah, like, no, it was a miraculous win and it's a great win. He looked great, but nigga, do it when everyone knows you can do it. That's a difference. And we have to stop being prisoners of the moment with that shit. I really believe it.
I'm leaning more to Q. Let me go real quick, FIFO.
Go ahead.
I'm leaning more to Q's side on this. I do think that Jaden Daniels is special, but I also know that the league can catch up with you. Hence CJ Stroud that we've seen this year. I definitely think that Jaden Daniels can be special. I don't know if I'm willing to call him a top 5 quarterback right now and start taking him over people that we've seen do this for numerous years. Going to this game, though, a lot had to do with Jaden Daniels being great. A lot had to do with Jared Goff being bad. I would be terrified if I was hiring Ben Johnson on the way that he called this game. He lost this game for the Lions.
Jamar Gibbs was averaging.
Yeah, he was averaging damn near 10 yards a carry, and they threw the ball 40 times. There's no reason to do that when you got Jared Goff. Like they should have ran the ball down their throats on Washington and won this game easily.
I was gonna say, Sheldon, he was drinking Jameson when he put Jameson in to throw the ball.
That's what Bomani said too.
That's one of the craziest calls ever watching football, to see that and for him to be considered a top offensive coordinator and so many people want him to come be a head coach, to see that and you be like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna run this double reverse. I'm gonna get a ball to this dude who was just humping the ground on his last touchdown, celebration, and I'm gonna tell him, you know what? Just throw it up there regardless. Fuck it.
Hey, he was right. He was right. Though ain't nobody expecting this.
Don't do that, Lou. Don't do that, Lou. Because if they would have won that game, him doing that gesture in the end zone, he would have been a legend in Detroit for that.
He would have been.
Well, everybody would be doing that night.
That'd have been a new celebration.
I wonder how pissed off the people are at Ben Johnson after that call. I bet they're probably happy he leaving. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Next. Did everybody go about this question?
Let me give my reasoning. Let me give my reasoning. Because here's what I'll say. He's already done things that we haven't seen from a lot of people, a lot of QBs that we talk about that we would put in the top 5. We haven't seen it in their whole career yet. We have not seen that at all. They was willing to pay Sam Darnold more money than what Jaden Daniels is getting paid for his first rookie contract off of one good season. So I don't want to hear when people talk to me about, give me another game film. Nah, we don't need to see all that. When you see it,
yes, we do. Yeah, we do.
Let me talk. I ain't done yet. You gonna interrupt the argument before I even hear it?
Go ahead.
Because when we saw Patty Mahomes, Lou, I don't know about you. Q over here bullshit, man. I knew
y'all say he's the greatest QB ever.
I'm just saying that's my thought. I'm speaking out loud. When I seen Patty first year as a starter, FIFO, bro, I said that's a motherfucking top 5 QB right there.
Hey, but
when I'm seeing
crazy shit like no look passes, and sidearm shit.
Top 5 looks different. I didn't say Jaden Daniels is number 1. I didn't say he top 3. I say he top 5 at number 5 at the thumb. He could be out of there next year if he want to. Q, if you wanted to see another year and say he's not top 5 for sure, that's fine. But for right now.
Was he top 5 before this playoff run?
To me,
was he was top 5 before this playoff run?
No, it couldn't have been.
By regular season standards, yes, he should.
Ken, what did I say?
Hold on. Did we not come in early in the season? And I know I said that he should have had MVP votes when we started talking about MVP. I know me and Nick said that. I didn't say he was the MVP. I said you should have had to consider him because of what he was doing throughout the course of the season.
Sheldon, I want you to answer this question, but for me, I was early on all this shit. So don't tell me what I thought and what I didn't think, because we got records.
Top 5 ain't never came out your mouth before this.
I said he was special. I literally said he was special. I was like, bro,
special is not top 5. There's a lot of special QBs.
Nick, I said in the special. We talked about that. Remember,
there's a lot of special QBs in the league, bro.
I said if he has I was like, to me, he looks like he has the ability of Lamar Jackson with the touch of Joe Burrow. Pause. And I'm saying, and I was like, if that's the QB that we have, bro, that's gonna be dangerous. I was saying that because I was like, bro, y'all keep on talking about Caleb. This nigga may be the one.
Okay, so if he throw 3 INT, I'm not even saying this as an Eagles fan.
You hating now? Of course, it's your Eagles.
I swear to God, I'm not. I think he looks.
Gonna say that with an Eagles background.
Bro, I'm an objective fan. Like I think that he's gonna actually cause us a lot of problems on Sunday, and depending on how long we talk about the Eagles, I'll give you some surprising opinions about this game. But the other side is, if the nigga throw 3 interceptions and they get blown out by 3 touchdowns, are you gonna come in here and then say, yeah, no, he's still top 5 because he just
they said golf was MVP.
The moment was just too big for him because, you know what I'm saying, he shouldn't even be here anyway. Like, nah, fuck that, bro. Stand on that shit. Top 5 QBs don't blow fucking playoffs like that, bro. And that's why y'all need to protect.
What you talking about? We about to talk about a top 5 QB that blew a playoff game. What you?
Who did?
Lamar's.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Oh, okay.
We'll get there.
All right.
We'll get there.
Playoff game.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Don't.
We gotta last point, Ken. Last point, Ken. We have to protect young guys from the prisoner of the moment takes because I don't want to hear y'all come in here next year and I actually don't want this to happen in Jane Daniels. I want the NFC East to be really competitive every year. I love that, actually. It's good for the sport, and it's going to raise the money that these QBs are getting, and it's going to create a surplus of young guys. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I want Shador and all these, Cam guys to get up in here and get this money that Jane Daniels is getting these guys. So I love that. But, dude, there's a very real possibility that the league can hone in on your tendencies, can hone in on what you do, and make you look lesser than what you did when they didn't have tape. And that's just what they have to do.
That's what. And I'm because I didn't say anything about it. He is a great quarterback. He is definitely.
He's fantastic. He's amazing. But Kaepernick looked great for a whole season.
Can we let Shelton
went to a Super Bowl, but y'all wouldn't say he's top 5. Kaepernick went to a Super Bowl. He went to a Super Bowl.
Limited,
bro.
I was going to agree with you. Once these defensive coordinators, when they get tape on you, things is different. That's their whole job, and their job is going to be to study the guys that are playing right now. What can we do differently to stop this guy? And once you get tape on a guy, it does not. It's his job to adjust. This is a chess match year long, and we saw, like we said, we saw CJ take a step back, even if it was a slight step. He took one back, and it happens to quarterbacks all the time. I'm not saying he's done because he's definitely not done, but we're gonna see. I think we'll see him, even if he steps back a little bit, he'll still be okay. And the talent is there, but he ain't Patrick Mahomes. Nobody's that yet.
Ain't nobody say that.
Yeah, it's just a prisoner of the moment. I mean, there was one point in the season they were 7-5 until they had games against the Titans, Saints, Falcons, and Cowboys.
On Martin Luther King,
Kenny
Pickett, Martin Luther King holiday. Y'all want to hate on the black man? Come on, this ain't.
And at one point in the season, he did lose 3 straight in a row.
This ain't the black platform that I know and love, Ken. When you saying stuff like that.
Statistically, I think the difference between him and Caleb are wins, and we can point to a lot of factors as to why. If you really,
before you move on, I'm gonna say this about Ben Johnson. I'm with Detroit when I say fuck him. He ain't shit. I think Chicago gonna win one more game.
Y'all still got to give Ben this process.
I would be very concerned.
Being fooled everybody all year. Being fooled everybody all year. Come on, man.
I would be very concerned about him if I was like, the play calling in this game, like what they did to lose this was damn near like.
But don't do that, Lou. And they've been talking about his genius all year, though. So now he has an awful game, which he did. Yeah, but we can't just say he's awful because of this game. This was
insubordination. This was insubordination.
Detroit has been in deservedly so, and everybody in here has talked about how great Detroit's offense has been all year. unstoppable.
I said it
We
looked
can't
all
say.
right. I said it's super.
Nah,
all right.
ain't nobody ever said
That's
this.
what makes it, Sheldon, that's what makes it even worse. I know what you guys can do, and then you go out here and do this against this team.
But when you say you
Hell
guys,
no.
he is him. He made he propped Jared Goff up and made him the
he
man
was
he
the
is.
one
Give
that
us
had
props.
Williams throwing passes to a quadruple cover receiver on an important down. Like you called that play. That's crazy.
Look,
So you take
I've been saying this.
Okay.
I've been saying this all this round, right? Because we've seen it. There's a difference in quarterback. If you're not elite, you're not winning no chip, bro.
That's a good point.
And Jared Goff is not elite. He not winning nothing. He is as much as I've propped up the Lions and I believe in the Lions because
They
I
were the
believe
best
in
team
Dan
in football.
Yeah.
I believe it. I believe in Dan Campbell. When we saw a precursor to this, when he had that 5 turnover game, and they were still in the game. They still could. I can't relate it, but they were still in that game. And that's why I said in this moment, we knew that the defense was decimated. But Jared Goff, who's another? Sam Darnold. These guys are not elite, man. They're not elite. Can they get you to the playoffs? Can they make a playoff push? Yes. But when the chips come down to it, and I say, hey, bro, it's 3 possessions left in this game, and I need points on all of them. Can I count on you to get points every single time? That's what makes you elite. Jared Goff is not that. Regardless
did you
of
call
the play
me crazy
calling.
when I was saying the same thing? I was saying that, I thought, and people were saying I was
The
crazy.
thing is, though, is that the reason why Detroit is losing to me, it is because of Jared Goff's turnovers. But if you're a Detroit fan, and I think I just differ in opinion with FIFO. I don't think you need elite quarterbacks to win Super Bowls. I think we've seen that in the past. You don't need elite quarterbacks to win Super Bowls.
But there's
you need
more elite quarterbacks that have won than
Of course.
non-elites that
Of
have
course.
won.
You need elite
That's the only point I'm
moments.
saying.
Of course. But I think
you can win without an elite quarterback. I don't think you can anymore.
And I don't think that you really need an elite quarterback. I think you need something that gives you an edge on the other team. And that means you either got to have an incredible defense, you either have to have a quarterback that's on a heater in the playoffs, or you have to have an elite QB. And I think that it's one of those three things. It's either a system that is going to work for your offense and a really good defense that creates the situations, shorter fields. Like I'll give it to you like just like this. Joe Flacco was not elite. They won a Super Bowl. Nick Foles was on a heater in the playoffs. He's not elite. Went to the team next year, looked like shit. You know what I'm saying? Jared Goff in the Rams. That's all Sean McVay and that defense. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to. And then right now, Jalen Hurts, in my opinion, asked to play mistake-free football, balled out in the Super Bowl, was on a heater, but we had a great defense also. You know what I'm saying? So these guys are in position to win. You just have to have an edge. And I think that if you're Detroit, you have to kind of simplify this shit, dude. Like, y'all got a little bit too cute. Get your guys back healthy. Hutchinson and everyone on the defense that was hurt. Simplify your offense a little bit more. Getting a little bit too cute. And I think that they should be right back where they were this year.
And they took Washington for granted too. I along with the pundits and everybody that was watching, they figured Detroit was just going to walk over Washington. That's what I think happened. And a lot of times these teams come into these games, and it's a mindset. If you're thinking that you're going to win a game easy, you're going to come in and it's going to be just a cakewalk, and then the team smack you in the mouth, you don't know what hit you.
Not score first. Did they not?
That's
score
you know
first?
what, Nick.
They came right back.
You know, Nick. This game was like listening to a Big Sean album, where it's like, you know what? I like this first two tracks. I like this first 2 tracks. All right, cool. And then track 3, you just like, man, all right.
It was cute. It was Mike Tyson, Buster Douglas. Mike
feel
Tyson
me?
was beating Buster Douglas up.
Well,
and he got hit. It changed the whole game.
This is on Goff, and he's directly responsible for 17 points. My breakdown is 50% Goff, 25% Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn, and then the other 25 cents is Dan Campbell for not biting their fucking knees off and telling them to get their shit together. Because he sat there and let them do this atrocious shit. Aaron Glenn called a horrible game, and now he's off to somewhere. Where is he going? The Jets?
He was in the I said New Orleans in the beginning, but he's in New York today.
So he hasn't picked the team yet. Okay.
No.
So Ben is going to Chicago, and he's going wherever. But they were awful. and they were gashing the commanders on the ground. We know Detroit have historically been a run-focused team, with Goff basically serving as a game manager and being able to turn up when he needed to. He was he's very effective all play action, but they were about to go up 14-7 or whatever the score was, I can't remember, and he had the fumble, and then Commanders were off from there. You get a chance to get the game you get a chance to at least get a field goal to get within 7. What does he do? Play hero ball. Brady pointed out on the program where he could have took the curl route. What did he do? He went for the guy behind it with 3 guys boxing the receiver. That's all decisions that Jared Goff made that he throughout the season, outside of that one game and maybe another game, he didn't make those type of mistakes. Mm-hmm. In a very similar fashion, since we're talking about elite quarterbacks, we saw Lamar Jackson do the same damn thing against the Buffalo Bills. He gave that game away against the Buffalo Bills when they had a chance to go up and dominate the game. The Buffalo Bills won a close game at home against the Baltimore Ravens, 27-25 to advance to their second AFC Championship appearance under Josh Allen. I don't even want to get to Josh Allen yet. We got to talk about Lamar because FIFO, you've been sitting here preaching about elite quarterbacks do this, elite quarterbacks do this, but all we've seen Lamar Jackson do is take his ass to the fucking playoffs and fucking choke every single time. He get there. What did he do? He throw an awful interception. You would have thought Goff was throwing that shit. He get there, he do a stupid ass scramble, and then he fumbled the ball. Mm-hmm. They were about to go up in that game and put Josh Allen and the Bills under pressure until he started turning the ball over.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Ken. So 2 things, but before I get into that, you're doing an amazing job with your transitions.
That transition was phenomenal.
Not even me and our Friday, bro. Not even when I get in my our Friday bag, I
wasn't ready for that one.
I was gonna say something if you didn't.
Like you definitely amazing. You're Tiger Wood in this thing. Pause. But
all right, FIFO, come on. All the ones.
Hey, I'm on a heater too. But look, Ken, you're 100% right about Lamar Jackson. Now here's the thing about Lamar. That interception was bad, right? And at the end of the day, these are all humans playing, right? Like this is not AI, this is not a video game, this is not Madden. There are mistakes that are going to happen. The same way that we talk about, it's not just one play that loses you the game. It's a combination of multiple plays that put you behind the 8 ball that you just can't overcome. That interception, you can live with that. That fumble, you can't live with that. The Mark Andrews fumble, you can't live with that. The drop, you can't live with that. You can't overcome a series of events the way that they transpired in that game. And part of it is Lamar Jackson looks like, for whatever reason, he gets lemon booty in these playoff games, especially when it comes
for whatever reason.
For whatever.
What do you mean? It's the playoffs. It's when to go home. That's why.
but here's the thing. I will say this. I will say this in regards to Lamar Jackson. In that second half, he looked more comfortable. It looked like, oh, this is the Lamar we have been seeing.
He better. That was the least he could do, nigga.
Look. He looked like what we expected him to be and to play like, right? And here's the other aspect too, because when we serve up the problem pie, you know what I'm saying, or the issue pie, I'm giving the majority of the pie to Lamar Jackson. You're the MVP. You're a multiple-time MVP. You're probably going to win your 3rd one. Bro, it's on you to play elite, to get over the hump. It's on him, right? So I'm not absolving him. I'm giving him a big piece of the blame. But at the same time, you went and got Derrick Henry for this particular reason right here. And we saw when they came in, I don't remember if it was the second quarter or the beginning of the second half, when they just ran the ball. You know what I'm saying? It's a hot knife through butter, and they couldn't do anything. And he scored. Remember on the one where he had you know what I'm saying? He was stumbling and he got the touchdown. Do that the rest of the game. Because we knew at that point, you had the momentum. We knew, bro, they could put 1,200 pounds of linemen and fullback on the field at any given time. 1,200 human pounds, man moving pounds. Bruh, you had him on the road.
I'm about to say, bro. He
People-
make your point.
People, you get rough. Go
Oh my
ahead.
goodness, boy.
So to me,
He emphasized every
Nigga
time.
triple down. He tripled down. Not even as much.
Sheldon's Mike.
Jesus.
So to me, Todd Monken gets the next biggest piece of the pie when it comes to this. And Mark Andrews, man. Mark Andrews. I feel like this. With all of the turnovers, Lamar still played good enough for them to be in at least an overtime. I'm not going to say he played good enough to win the game. He played good enough to get them to overtime.
Is that good enough for you? Is that good enough for
it's
you?
not. No. It's
Yes,
not good enough.
yes.
It's not good enough.
Yes, it is.
No,
Yes, it is.
no, it's not. No, it's not because because he's a 2-time MVP, potentially 3. If that's not good enough anymore, we're talking about young Lamar. Yes, I give you that. But this Lamar, no, because we're putting Lamar in the same realm, or we're trying to elevate him to the same realm as Patrick Mahomes. If you're going to be in that strategy,
he's never going to be
this
that.
is not good enough.
He's never going to be that. Let's get that clear. He's never going to be Patrick Mahomes. But what I will say, if I'm if I'm Lamar Jackson, I carried y'all all year. Yeah, I made a couple mistakes in the big game.
Bail
And now
bonds
it's
lose.
all my fault.
Hey,
cut
he's
his mic
open
off, Ken.
24/7.
Nah, y'all can't do this.
cut his
I
mic
ain't
off,
gonna let
Ken.
y'all do this to Lamar. This is
Cut his mic
racism.
off.
I ain't letting y'all do this to him. Y'all saying a man that turned the ball over
ain't
4
Black History
times
Month,
all
dude.
year. He turned the ball over 4 times all year. I had y'all on my back. I'm the reason that we are even in this situation. And now, because I made 2 mistakes, one where the dude ran the wrong route, absolutely ran the wrong route.
He
No, he
did.
did
He
run
did.
the wrong
He
route.
did.
He
He
did
threw it
run the
early.
wrong
He
route.
threw it early because pressure was in his face.
He ran the wrong route.
No, he
FIFO.
didn't.
He broke the
He
route
did.
off.
He broke it off early. Lamar thought he was going to keep going. And on the second, when Lamar explained it, likely was downfield. I thought I was going to be able to throw it, but I couldn't. Because if I did, it's going to be a legal man downfield.
So you
gotta
chose a
figure out-
turnover.
Now I got to figure out. Yeah, I got to figure out what to do with the ball. Y'all niggas put me in. Y'all,
Hey,
y'all,
look,
y'all
give it
want
away.
me-
Give
y'all
it
want me
away.
to save y'all again. Now
Give
again,
it
I got to
away.
save the rest of y'all
Bro,
niggas because I'm such a goat. Nah, I ain't letting y'all do this to Lamar because he came down and he did his job and he would have took this game to overtime like FIFO said.
Okay.
It should have made it to. It should have been an overtime game. The racist ass tight end Andrews dropped that pass on purpose out of racism. That's what I still think that was an act of
Ain't even Black
racism.
History
Him
Month
dropping
yet,
that pass.
man.
Hey Q, if you ever need a job, I swear, bro, you can hit up Lou, bro. The law
This
offices,
nigga-
the Spike and Lou, bail bondsman, it's open.
Y'all ain't gonna do
24/7.
Lamar like that, bro. Lamar
It
came
does-
back and won this game, or at least put the overtime, and then racist ass Mark Andrews dropped the pass for his culture.
Go ahead,
Okay.
Q, bro.
So clearly, Spike is on his BHM shit. You know what I'm saying? Like big Black History vibes right now.
Yeah.
Congratulations. But yeah, bro. The Ravens are fucking confusing, bro. They are so confusing. I don't like. Yes, the turnovers that Lamar committed, they are on him, and he gets the majority of the blame. Right? If we're just gonna be on some accountability shit, give it to Lamar. You got to own that shit. But dude, the Ravens are so confusing, and this is why I always get so defensive over people like Mike Tomlin, because when I see guys like John Harbaugh who have these stacked rosters, I don't see media making any type of fuss about where's the identity in the playoffs. Like, why do you just immediately do a 180 and Derrick Henry's not getting the ball? Why are you trying to make Lamar Jackson prove to these white pundits that he can throw the ball with Josh Allen? And that ain't been you all year. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially if you're going to go off the tape of the last game against Buffalo. The first play of the game, they had an 89-yard run with Derrick Henry. So that's the second piece of the pie that gets the most. And then the third piece of the pie, of course, you go to Andrews. But I don't even like giving the blame to Andrews because you shouldn't even be in that position to where you need Mark Andrews.
Exactly.
Thank
you. Thank you.
Y'all act like Mark Andrews a scrub though. This is
I
like
mean,
one of the best tight ends in this
He's
generation.
been washed for like 2 years.
He washed, bro.
No.
He washed.
I think he's been washed for like 2 seasons now. Ever since he got hurt, likely he has been getting majority of his reps.
I was gonna say Q. I was gonna say Lou. He ain't even the best tight end. He ain't even the best tight end on his team.
To Q's point, that ain't Lamar's fault. Still, that's still the coach's fault. Like a lot more of this fall on Harbaugh. Like why wasn't Derrick Henry getting the ball?
This is what I was saying to FIFO during the offseason when they signed Derrick Henry and everybody was gassed up. And I said this, and I sounded like a hater, but boy, hey, when you plant seeds in the wintertime, Sheldon, boy, they bloom in the summer. I said, bro, the Ravens weren't a Derrick Henry away from winning the title. I said that. I was like, they were the number one rushing team last year. With the two stooges. Oh, who the fuck it was Dumb and Dumber. They in LA now. They was balling. So my thing was, I was like, bro, it has to be on Lamar. Shelton, from the last time I checked, bro, does he get paid or does he do his work for free?
He get paid.
He got paid.
You know what, Nick? I think that the philosophy going forward, I know we're going to get to the Buffalo side of this, but the philosophy going forward for the Ravens has to be, we're going to get to the playoffs, and we need to be all the Lamar MVP shit. I get it. If he just naturally plays his way into another MVP, great. But I don't want to see all this energy exertion trying to get Lamar MVPs. I don't want to be in that mode. I want us to be prepping for. We are getting to the first round of the playoffs. We are doing a situational football. I want to see Harbaugh establish an identity and stick with it all year. The Eagles have stuck with Saquon Barkley all year. Josh Allen has been the identity all year. We're going to run Josh Allen if we're within 5 yards. We don't give a fuck, and we're going to run it 4 times. Jaden Daniels, if it's a 4th and 1, we're going for it. You see these teams that are still here. Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, the best situational mind on and off the field tandem that we've seen since Belichick and Brady. That's the identity. And then when you get to the Ravens, you have this Jekyll and Hyde. We're going to give it to Henry 30 times one game, and then we're going to make Lamar throw it 30 times another game. It doesn't make sense.
Why are y'all blaming Lamar for that? Because that's true, Q. That's a really good point. But
I'll tell you.
Go ahead, Ken. Please.
That's not a Lamar Jackson thing.
Well, no, but what is his thing is, there's a little fun fact about Lamar Jackson. In the last 2 regular seasons, he has 74 total touchdowns, rushing and passing, with only 22 turnovers. Spike, in the last 2 playoff losses, he only has 3 total touchdowns and 4 turnovers. It's fucking Jekyll and Hyde, bro. You don't go in reverse.
You can't even say nothing to those numbers.
No, I can't say something to those numbers, and it goes right back to the point I mentioned about John Harbaugh. Y'all shoot so much bail. Well, you shoot him bail, but you don't give Mike Tomlin any bail, Nick. And I ain't never heard you threaten John Harbaugh's job. When we hear here clearly, we know he got a Ferrari in Lamar Jackson, but then when Lamar Jackson gets to the playoffs, he switches it up, and now Lamar Jackson can't be successful because of the plays that are being called.
Because of the white man? It's the white man holding the black man down.
Mike, we have been hard on. We have been trying to get.
Nick, this is a John Harbaugh conversation. This is not a Lamar Jackson.
We've already had the Harbaugh thing. Good. We've already jumped on Harbaugh.
Yeah, he done caught it.
I'm just saying, we know Lamar Jackson is good. We know that,
but that's not the discussion. That's not the discussion, Lou. Because the thing with Harbaugh is, I think Q is right. People should start criticizing him, but that's more of a macro conversation about the Ravens as a whole, and maybe he is not the best coach for Lamar. That's a great conversation to have too, and I'll be more towards putting the blame on Harbaugh for that too. But Harbaugh didn't throw them picks.
That's true.
Harbaugh didn't because the decision making you were talking about for why Lamar had the excuse of why he fumbled doesn't make no fucking sense. And ain't got shit to do with Harbaugh. He said that he knew it was an RPO, so he couldn't throw. So you just let the ball go? What does that mean? What does that mean?
Yeah, Lou. I'm gonna say it like this. If you take the credit and he gets all the credit when they have success, you got to take the blame when you lose, especially at the time you lose. And I understand that a lot of these athletes, man, when they get to the playoffs, they press, especially those superstars. They feel like, I got to make something happen. I got to do something.
Not Jaden Daniels.
Right. And that's the type of pressure that he puts on himself. And I'm sure going into this game, he knew the loser was going to catch it regardless. The loser was going to catch it regardless of who won or lost this game. So it was a lot of pressure on him, and it showed. And thus the turnovers.
And the thing that makes it the worst is that all season long, bruh, he looked like he if he carried his regular season to the postseason, bro, we're not talking about Patty.
We didn't
We're
talk
talking
about
Patty.
One last thing, Ken.
I'm just saying that that's the reason why it's so egregious, and that's why I want to yell at Harbaugh. Trust me, I'm one of the main ones that would. But when I see a game where if I told you that we're gonna stop the Bills we're gonna let this Bills score as much as they did in the first half and only hold them to 6 points for the rest of the game, you'd be like, I'll take those odds, which how the game went, and Lamar gonna get it done. He didn't get it done.
Bro.
Fuck what Andrew is talking about.
Somebody that got the ball back, that had to score and get a 2-point conversion.
This is the hole they put. Who put him in that hole?
He needed
Mark
it
Andrews
he
just
there.
dropped the ball. My point is, Lamar Jackson did what he was supposed to do. He drove his team down the field to tie the game and give them a chance in overtime. I overcame my mistakes. Yeah, I threw an interception.
You didn't overcome your mistakes.
Lou. No, you did not.
Look,
overcame his mistakes.
Lou, I got one thing for you. Lou, one thing, he fumbled in the first half.
Yes.
Same as Jalen Hurts.
There you go.
I'm saying in the second half.
He lost the game, right?
Yeah.
Lou
said that. That's all.
The game was on the line and he had to go down and score and get 2 points to win. He did everything that he could do as a quarterback.
I mean, but one last thing. I think that the argument is like, I want to ride with you in that, but it's like, you can't get credit from your girl because you cleaned the house and washed the dishes after you cheated. Like, that's like, you can't, like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I folded the clothes, got you some flowers, even though last week I was balls deep with Miss Johnson down the hallway. Like, nah, bro, like, that's not how that works. So,
and you still didn't pay the mortgage either.
Yeah, so. You feel me? So, like, my thing is I think the remedy going forward is you got to get Lamar number one because that's the one thing that we haven't seen him with. I understand. I understand. I'm just saying, if you're a Ravens fan, this is the only gospel that you should be listening.
So you got to get him number one to win. That's what we're saying.
You got to get him a number one because that's the only thing that we haven't seen him with. And I think you got to ask him to do less in the playoffs. And that's what I mean. No, really, you got to ask him.
That's real because that's what Josh Allen did. Josh Allen is doing,
and that's where I think we can transition.
Yes, right. He was 100%
right. That is a good point because Josh Allen, it's not like he went crazy. He just took advantage.
He had
Damar Hamlin had the game of his life. That defense played tough, and Von Miller had a turn the clock back moment. So it's like. Those, you feel me? But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, he put the game of his second life. That's crazy. Bro, Damar Hamlin played amazing. The defensive line played amazing. Von Miller had a resurgent moment, and I think that Josh Allen did what they asked him to do within the moment of the game. Like, don't get too too high or too low. Let's stay in the middle. Make the proper throws, and then when it's time for you to bulldoze in the end zone, let's get it. Like, that's what I think they need to have Lamar doing in the playoffs. Like, dude, stop trying to spin around.
That don't sound like an elite QB to me. Yeah, that don't sound like an elite QB.
So he's not. He didn't move right.
No. What Q is saying is right, and it goes to my point of what I'm saying about Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson, and he's admitted this in interviews, he thinks that he has to do too much in order for this team to win. This way you get the interceptions. This way you get the fumbles. But bro, this is where you get the interceptions and the fumbles, and then this is where it's on the coach because in Buffalo they've dumbed it down for Josh Allen. They've dumbed it down for him. Like, no, bro, you don't gotta do. You don't gotta be Superman,
what are you saying?
Bro.
What are you saying?
What I'm saying is the reason that y'all are saying Lamar Jackson performed that way is because of all that he thinks that he has to do. We've seen that you could be more successful in Buffalo and you lighten the load with somebody like a Josh Allen, and they're going to be more successful. We see how much better Josh Allen looks now.
All and that's he had to do was play like he did in the regular season.
Exactly.
But it's the playoffs.
No. Spike and Q got this. Spike and Q got this. Look, at the end of the day, the best QBs and the ones outside of Mahomes, because Mahomes is just built different. But when we look at all of the greatness, right? Make it simple. And then when you have to be great, be great.
That's
because nobody's quit. Because,
I said no. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Because Lamar Jackson, bro, like let's be honest. There's no other quarterback in the NFL with the skill set of Lamar. Not that fast. Jaden, okay, he's fast. He's not Lamar fast. You know what I'm saying? Like he has the arm, he has the legs, he has
Jaden is
everything,
quick.
and he's
And
quick.
don't even have the experience that Lamar got.
This is
And
about to be a three.
we
This is
seen
about to be a 3-time MVP,
Hold
y'all.
on, Ken. And we also know that Lamar has improved as a pocket passer. He's not always running. Like he'll say,
Did that show up in the game?
It did show up in the game. The touchdown to Isaiah Likely. That was he could have took off and ran, and he stayed poised and calm.
They scored on every possession.
So the thing is this:
No, they didn't.
Spike and Q are 100% right, and that's why I said Todd Monken. That's why I said Todd Monken has to get a part of this blame, because simplify it. And Nick, this is the reason why I said they were a Derrick Henry away, because yeah, they led the league in rushing, but you're not going to win a Super Bowl with the type of attrition that you're trying to get Lamar to run for 1,000 to 100 yards. Like that's not going to be sustainable.
Okay.
That's why you go get. Wait, hold on, my boy, hold on. Everybody don't talk. I was away from the camera. So let me. No, I'm just saying, give me my time. Everybody had time. Let me give my time.
His time.
Appreciate that, Q.
All right, then we got to move on.
So Todd Monken definitely gets a piece of the blame here, because you have a lot of it. But it's still on Lamar though, because to Shelton's point, if we're gonna give him all of the praise because he's the engine that makes this thing look so dynamic, then bro, you got to get the lion's share when you lose, because you didn't outplay Josh Allen. Let's be honest. Those turnovers nullified everything.
You know what? I saw a really cool comparison that I think is apt in this situation. It's like Lamar is Giannis before Giannis got an offense and figured it out. Like that's what I think Lamar needs. I think Lamar needs a steady philosophical offensive game that is like stick to it the entire season. And then when you get to the playoffs, run, pass when you have to. We don't all the spinning around 360, throwing it up. That's amazing. That's going to get you MVPs. That's going to get you, you know what I'm saying, Pro Bowl votes and all pro votes. That's amazing. But it's not saying that an elite QB, when they do less, that doesn't mean that they're not elite. It means that knowing when to turn on and turn it off, knowing what the moment calls for.
Yes.
And can you throw for the 350? Yes, he can do that. We've seen that. Can he do 250 and 100 yards or rushing? Yes, we've seen that. But the game that Lamar needs to have, in my opinion, if you're a Ravens fan, the gospel you need to listen to is y'all need to go get a number one wide receiver, and you need to be able to have a game in the playoffs where Lamar gets 180, 185, 70 yards rushing, 50 yards rushing, and that's it.
I don't even think it's a number one wide receiver. We just briefly spoke over Josh Allen. It was addition by subtraction. Get rid of the diva, right? Oh, it's about me. I'm open. I'm always open. Throw me the ball, right? And what did we see Josh Allen do in his game? He evolved. Now it's simple. Do sometimes I need to throw for 350, 400 in a shootout and this, that, and the third? Okay, yeah, I could do that. But you know what? To win this game, all you need me to do is $150 and don't turn the ball over? I bet. We could do that. Oh, you need me to run over 2 linebackers this game? Okay, I could do that.
When has he done that in the playoffs is all I'm asking.
McDermott is a better coach. McDermott is a better coach, so he can tell Josh Allen to do that.
He's not a better coach.
Spike. See, no. You went off of what Nick. You took the detour, bro. Nick, you said, what has Josh Allen done in the playoffs? He's done everything but win because he's going up against the
I didn't say Josh. I was talking about Lamar Jackson. I said, when has he ever done what you said? As far as we were like, yeah, that's what I was saying. Like I'm even talking about, regardless of what game you're talking about winning, when has he ever really won in the playoffs? He's 3-5, bro.
I give you that. No, I think
you just got to go get him a T. Higgins, bro. That's what I really believe. I don't think that Zay Flowers I don't think you have to have an edge, and I think that a guy like T. Higgins, you come in and you stick to an offense, and that'll work. That's what I don't even think that's necessary.
To me, if you saying all that, then he's not the guy we think he is. That's all I'm trying to say.
I don't think Zay Flowers. I mean, bro, Mahomes still got Kelsey. Like he had
the number 1 seed last year. What do you think? He has success with.
He still had Kelsey though. You still have to have a guy. I don't think.
I'm talking about Lamar last year. Last year they were the number 1 seed without Henry.
That's all Lamar. That's all Lamar though.
Listen, my last thing, Ken.
Bro, I am not. My last thing, Ken. I want to be clear. I want to be clear. I am not giving Lamar bail for his interceptions. I'm just saying that as a macro picture, he has the most blame. but there is an organizational like malpractice here that you can't ignore when talking about the next steps for what this team should do. And the Ravens have to resolve that issue because they don't stick to their identity. It's too Jekyll and Hyde. You can't run for 30 times with Derrick Henry and then throw 30 times the next game. I've said it. Look at every team in the playoffs still. They have an identity. Dan Quinn is going to go for it on fourth down. You have the Eagles sticking with it with Saquon Barkley every time. You have the Buffalo Bills they're going to ride Josh Allen's back to the end zone, and they're going to bulldoze in, and they're going to give it to James Cook. The Ravens are the only team that when you look at them week in and week out, oh, Lamar had a great play, 360 turnaround pass, and then Derrick Henry breaks an 89-yard run.
Q, let me pause you real quick. Hold on. Q, let me pause you real quick to add to your point. Did they not lose to the to the Raiders? Did they not lose to the Browns? They did not lose to bad teams, and that goes everything to what Q is saying, because the identity, if we know that this is how we're gonna win and you have to stop it regardless, they're not doing that. And that's the issue. I 100%.
That's not Lamar's fault. My last point. That's not Lamar's fault. That's coaching fault. And I think that they could find a better coach for Lamar.
That's 3 points. That's 3 points. And I'll say the last one. Yes, you can blame Harbaugh. This ain't the year to do that.
Any year.
Todd Monken is more to blame than Harbaugh.
Harbaugh, no, it's identity. Like you guys have been saying, no, you're not gonna sell me on this shit that Harbaugh has a good identity. Because he has it.
You know what?
He's let Lamar down.
Harbaugh's identity is, both of them, is that.
Well, you know who has a good identity, and the good identity, and that's the Philadelphia Eagles. Because when the game is on the line, anytime this season, what do? Barkley or bust. And in this game, we saw the same thing when it came down to it, when Jalen Hurts was hurt and limited, and I didn't do that on purpose. He was literally hurt. I know everybody's doing that pun or whatever. When he was hurt, had limited mobility, they went and made the investment. They came into the playoffs, and they used the investment. We just talked about a team that didn't do that with the Ravens, who didn't – I mean, granted, the Buffalo Bills were doing a great job of stopping Henry early, but he got loose in the second half. They went away from that. But the Eagles did that because they were like, we went and got him. If we're going to lose with the guy. And that's how the Philadelphia Eagles won a close game at home, because they relied on the strength of their defense, and they were able to defeat the Los Angeles Rams 28-22 with the defense and Saquon Barkley. So the question is, this is bruh, I swear to God, you ain't shit. Is Jalen Hurts the Jimmy G of this Eagles team, and which has the great chance to make the Super Bowl?
I only had to say this because I gotta knock Q and Shelton off a pig, because these motherfuckers, they have to like. Y'all know how much I fuck with Saquon. I want him to get a ring. But the fact that he's doing this to help benefit the Eagles doesn't make sense to me. And I'm not saying that for the organization. I'm saying that because we keep dancing around this topic about Jalen Hurts every fucking week. And Shelton get the skate because he could say they got the dub at the end of the day. And we all looking at the same tape. And we know something wrong. And we know this shit is going. And this shit, the house always win, Ken, when it comes to this shit. It's going to show up somehow, some way. And I would just hate for this conversation to skate like that. I may be sounding like a hater right now, but Jalen Hurts, he ain't doing shit, literally. He's literally hurting their team. All pun intended. All pun intended.
I'm so glad the title ain't changing.
That safety says it all along. The nigga knew he couldn't run, but he still held the ball. The nigga who's supposed to be their captain didn't call out the play action boot play when we already up and we got Saquon cooking. Come on,
yeah. Bro. So we're going into this next game with the Commanders and the Eagles. I am kind of like I'm just confused a little bit with how this last game played out, because Saquon looked amazing. The defense made some really advantageous plays, and Jalen Carter was amazing on the defensive line. It's hard for me to even really grade Jalen Hurts in this game because of two factors: the blizzard and the fact that he got hurt. I genuinely don't know what to think about this game, because the safety, Kellen Moore, is coming out saying that the safety's on him. I don't know if he's protecting Jalen or whatever. I would think that as a guy in the running for a head coaching job, you wouldn't say that a safety in the playoffs was on you. So it has to be either true or just complete cap. So I don't know. It's just coming into the Commanders game, I'm a little bit worried because I think Jaden Daniels has a lot of confidence and the ability to scramble when we don't have Nakobe Dean out there could present a problem. It's a divisional game as well. This is the third time we're meeting up. And if Jalen Hurts is hindered in his mobility, I'm extremely worried because I do think he's a very limited passer already. And if you're telling me that his knee is not 100% and he's limited as a runner now, then I think that if you're the Commanders, you're licking your chops because we just slayed the Lions. And now it's just basically sell out to stop Barkley. And that's got to be your entire plan. Now, no teams have been able to do that because of the fact that Jalen Hurts is able to run and he's able to create more of a mismatch with his legs. But if that's going to be off the table, as an Eagles fan, I'm pretty concerned and I'm pretty scared to see what's going to happen because everything's on the table this week.
Sam Cosmi from the guard from the Washington Commanders towards ACL. Sam Cosmi did an excellent job in this first game against Jalen Carter. Even though Jalen Carter made plays, he still did a better job than anybody else has this year. That being said, that gives me a lot of confidence in what the Eagles can do on defense. That defensive line is already confident going into this game. You are having to come into the link, which is a little bit different place to play. And you got a backup guard trying to keep Jalen Carter out of the backfield. That's gonna make it a really, really daunting task. Not impossible, but daunting nonetheless. I am worried about the leg, and you're right. It could have been posturing. To me, it's on Jalen. Get rid of the ball.
Yeah,
it's that simple. Get rid of the ball. So that safety is on him. I don't know how he's being coached. I don't know. I'm not in that locker room, so I don't know what they're saying to him. But keep the ball out of harm's way. I get it, but you can throw the ball away. That's something that's big.
It's just holding the ball too long for me. If I'm gonna get into my issues with the offense, he's holding the ball too long for me. The fumble is concerning because it's just like we have a Ferrari that's only going 100 miles an hour 50% of the time, and I think that Saquon is the 50% of the time. And of course you can't take away Saquon, but it's like if we didn't sign Saquon Barkley, I don't even know what this offense even looks like.
Q, I have a question. So when a quarterback holds the ball, in your opinion, what is the reason why he's holding the ball?
There's only two options. Either he's not seeing his progressions or he's scared to throw a pick.
That's not it. And I was going to say that. I was going to say a lot of times I think that he's coming off. He's not trusting his reads. He sees it. He's looking in the direction at times and still not pulling the trigger. So it ain't like he ain't seeing it. And his eyes are moving. He's seeing everything. It could be coaching.
It still ain't pulling the trigger. What is that?
It could be coaching.
They got a new coach. They got a new coach, and he did the same thing last year.
I'm not blaming the coach, but what I'm saying is I don't know. No.
Clear, he's never not done this in his career.
Exactly, because it goes back to Alabama.
Yes, he has done this in his career. I'll show you tape. But I'll show you tape. But what I'm saying is, and I'm not blaming the coach. That's not what I'm trying to do here. What I'm saying is, if you're telling me to protect the ball, and I'm taking that to mean don't make these throws. That's on him still, but that's something that could be possibly happening at this point.
So
don't turn the ball over because all you can do is lose. I said no. That's still on him. That's still on him.
Spike just hired you for the bail bonds job.
No, that's still on him.
He still has a couple openings.
He's the commissioner.
No. Once again, I'm telling you a reason why. I'm not telling you that I agree. I'm just telling you why it may be happening. I ain't saying that I agree with that.
So why you telling us then if you don't believe it? Shit, nigga, I don't want to hear that.
I ain't saying I don't believe it. I said I don't believe it should happen. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it should.
But the issue is that it is happening, and he's had multiple offensive coordinators now, and we could track this all the way back.
Offensive coordinator every year.
And we could track this all the way back to Alabama. So I don't think that the issue is with the coaching. I think the issue is with the player. You, as a quarterback, sometimes when you see it, you got to let it go. And here's the thing. I will shoot him the bail because I've always said he's a mobile quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So if the wheels ain't rolling, then he's a liability. The reason why I was okay with paying him the money, right, was because if he is a true dual threat and you're running options, you're doing this, you're doing what they doing with Jaden Daniels, then he's worth the money. But
he's not a dual threat. He's only a threat on the ground. They ain't no threat to the air.
Right. I'll let you get to your running back.
Lou, he'll threaten the championship game. As long as he'll threaten the championship game, that's all that matters.
He's a threat on the ground. Let's be very clear. And
two out of 3 years.
He's not a passing threat.
Go watch the fourth quarter of the Bills game and tell me.
Regardless of the why, the issue is that you have a former Heisman winner as a wide receiver. You have arguably the most physical, top 2 most physical wide receivers in the game outside of Deebo Samuels that can actually catch and run routes. You have tight end. You have the greatest O-line. What the hell you not see? Let that thing go.
People, if I tell you, man, don't you lose this game for me. Don't lose it for me. You ain't gonna let it go. I'm not saying.
No, that's crazy, Sheldon. That's not even the approach.
It's not crazy if it's working. It's not crazy if it's working. You don't think they say that and it's working?
And I think you
don't tell Patrick Mahomes that. You don't tell any other quarterback that's of elite status that, hey man, don't lose this game for me. You tell them to go out and do what they do. So for you to tell me,
somebody should have told Lamar that last week.
For you to tell me that the coaches are telling Jalen Hurts, man, don't go out and lose this game for me.
I'm
it says a lot about his skill set.
You got a Ferrari. You got a Ferrari right behind you. Don't you lose so he can't do what he do. That's exactly what I tell.
Shelton is telling you what he think about Jalen Hurts.
That means he's Trent Dilfer. He's Trent Dilfer then.
Yep.
I don't care what you call him, as long as he wins.
and I think that that's like the two conversations that people are having about Jalen Hurts is coming from one side where you have people saying he's elite and he's elite because he's winning and look at the win percentage and look at the stats and blah blah blah. And then you have people who are coming at this from a real like eye test. We can see what's going on. And the reason why it's so hard for me to judge this last game just only in a vacuum, because a lot of people are doing this, gotcha with me where, Josh Allen had a similar game to Jalen Hurts, but you don't get on Josh Allen. I think that is such a reductive argument because that's the outlier for Josh Allen to do less and win. It's the rule of how the Eagles win that Jalen Hurts doesn't have to do too much and we win. It's the outlier when he throws the 303 touchdowns where I'm like, man, he looked amazing today. Does he have it in him every 6 games to he looks like he's really locked in? Yeah, he does that a lot. But I can't sit here as a fan and be so supremely confident come playoff time. As an Eagles fan, I have to always go in let's see what Jalen we get this week. Let's see what happens this week. If I have a Joe Burrow, if I have a Josh Allen, if I have, in y'all's opinion, because he's top 5 now, Jaden Daniels, I'm gonna go and be like, man, I'm ready to go. This is it. We have the offense, we have the weapons. Jahan Dotson is our 3rd receiver, and we just don't use him. And I don't understand how Jalen is not seeing this. I saw 3 touchdowns that Jalen didn't pull the trigger on last week. Could have been the snow, could have been something else. But there's just too much of that for me to be like, man, I'm supremely confident every time we're in the playoffs. It's Saquon and the defense are bust, and you can win with that formula. But I'm afraid that Piper is going to come to collect where he's like, all right, Saquon only got 80 yards in this game. The defense getting picked apart a little bit more, and we're down a score. We're down 10 points, and we need Jalen to actually make some throws here. And that's what I'm scared to see.
But
Shelton, real quick.
Can I ask
is Jalen Hurts top 5 for you?
Say it again now.
Is Jalen Hurts top 5?
Not this year. This year he's not playing top 5 football.
Let me ask you something. Can I ask you too, as Eagles fans, do you guys think that Jalen Hurts can go outperform Jaden Daniels on a Sunday?
Absolutely. He did it this year. Did you watch the first game?
I think he can. I think that he can. He has the ability to do so. Am I willing to bet money on that? No. And that's the part of being a fan of this team that disappoints me. Because when I put the keys in this Ferrari, it should start up 100% of the time because we invested in it.
Q in Washington, he did it the first game. The second game, he was on the route doing it before Frankie Louvu knocked him out. He was already doing it. He was outperforming them both the times they played. So we can't say he can't do it. We saw him do the same thing. Like I said, watch the fourth quarter in overtime. We're gonna watch the fourth quarter in overtime. I know this last year in this revisionist history, but we can watch the fourth quarter overtime against Josh Allen at his best. He outplayed Josh Allen, throwing the ball all over. Those were passes. That wasn't running. So we know he can do these things. It's just a matter of being able to execute at a high level. We saw him hit A.J. Brown. That was a beautiful pass to A.J. Brown. That was a beautiful pass to Devontae that Devontae almost got knocked out on. He can throw the ball when he gets in rhythm. He talks about rhythm all the time. And a lot of things that we don't give quarterback credit for. Those two Saquon long touchdown runs in this game, he audible in both of those. He's calling these plays. He's out there playing point guard.
What happened to the bootleg then? Why did he audible out of the bootleg? Why would he think? Why would he think on a bum knee that I can do?
He didn't call that play. But even if he did call the play,
he called the good plays.
It was messed up, huh?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They said it. They said that.
So he can't audible. So he can't audible out of that. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
Is it like Madden where he can only audible on certain plays?
Absolutely. In some cases, I'm not saying. Once again, I'm not saying
call this play.
It was
Sheldon. He don't call plays. They give him plays.
Yeah. They give him options.
I'm 100% confident.
It was a blizzard, man.
I know Jalen Hurts don't call plays.
But they'll tell you he can check and change the play at the line. So he does call plays, Lou. He can change.
It was a blizzard, so I can't really it's hard for me to just judge him in this one game because of the blizzard and the knee. But regardless of those, I did still see things that I'm like, that I feel like that could have been a throw, and then who knows? The guys could have also dropped it because of those factors I just listed. But when you look at the other side of it with like the Rams put us in a position where our defense had to kind of rally themselves together, especially the D-line. They came on really late. Stafford, he played as well of a road game that you can ask a guy at his age and playing in a hot weather city like that to come in a blizzard. And really, Puka, you know what I'm saying, damn near sealed the game for him. And not to go back to older topic, but the reason why I am worried is because you can beat the Commanders doing shit like that, but when you got to play the Kansas City Chiefs, nigga, they throwing flags on that last fucking drive, dude, and that's not good enough. No, you know what I'm saying? Like
it goes back to what we talked about. Yeah, you're right about that. And I don't know if you noticed this too, Q, but when Quinyon went down, I was scared to death because Quinyon, you ain't throwing to that side of the field when Quinyon is on the field. And I know he's a rookie, man, but that dude been balling all season long.
A lot of QBs would rather test the older Darius Slay because reaction time, it's just a youth thing. Even if you don't believe in the talent spike, but this is a youth thing at that point.
Mm-hmm. And you saw that in the game plan. Two of those long passes he threw, Isaiah Rodgers had the ball in his hands twice and got the ball taken away from him. Those plays wouldn't have been made by Quinyon because you wouldn't have threw the ball. And he's really aggressive towards the ball. I'm not saying he would have picked it off, but you wouldn't have threw the ball at him. You wouldn't have tried him. And
we're giving
those things make a difference.
We're giving a lot of time to the Eagles because obviously we moved on, but it's like where do we think the Rams go with Kupp? Are they gonna be doing a fire sale? Are they doing a fire sale with him and Stafford this offseason? Do you retool with Stafford? Can you make one more run? Or
we'll hit that next. But real quick, Nick, any thoughts on the Hurts thing before we move on?
The last thing I was gonna say, if we are describing Jalen Hurts and the success of Philadelphia Eagles as him doing less and letting everybody else just do them, that's the definition of Jimmy G to me. We can end that off of that alone.
Hey, Jimmy G ain't scored no. Jimmy G ain't.
Somebody
Nick. In
somebody
the
in the chat said Jalen Hurts was a focused Quincy Carter.
I saw that. Hey, don't do that. Quincy's a friend of the show. Don't do that. Hey, look,
I'm not mad. I'm not mad if you want to call. I'm not mad if you want to call him a luxury Jimmy G, because at the end of the day, Jimmy G was one throw away from beating the Chiefs. So it's like his whole future might have been
different. And Jalen Hurts is one fumble away from
Jalen Hurts in his last 12 games. Jalen
That's
Hurts
true.
in his last 12 full games is 12-0 with 24 touchdowns. Passes.
Tell it to somebody who
So,
cares. Tell it to somebody who cares.
That's,
Okay.
hey man, what's Dallas's record? That's a business though. Q.
And Q, as far as for the Rams, I wouldn't be shocked if to me all this depends on what Sean McVay wants to do. If he wants to come back and continue coaching, because he was talking about retiring a couple
Yeah,
years
he's
ago.
tired.
If he still wants to coach, I say restart. You got Puka. You can sell Stafford for a high. You can still Stafford for a high sale right now. You can sell him to Vegas for shit.
Nah, Stafford's
just
coming back.
You can draft a quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Stafford's coming back for another run. You're gonna keep Stafford there, and you're gonna hope that you get another quarterback to come in later. But you got the defense
you need to
now.
move on. You holding on to Stafford for too long. At this
Cooper
point,
Kupp is who they got to let go of, and he's gonna be gone.
Shelton, you're
What's
saying that
going to be
Stafford's
great-
going to come back if McVay comes back?
I think they will
Yes.
both come back. For one more
Okay,
year.
not Stafford's coming back. Period. Because
No.
he don't know what the hell he's going to do either.
Nah, it would be a package deal. I think they will both come back because the defense is already there. That defense is tough, and you got some ballers on that side. And Verse, Fisk, a lot of those dudes, man, them dudes is some monsters. They was out there balling.
Quick question. I don't know what you would need to make the salaries match, but y'all believe in this team's offensive weapons so much. I'm gonna just start a scenario. Plus, he's a Georgia boy. Would you give up Michael Penix for Stafford if you're the Falcons? Just judging based on how often
not at all.
You ain't got to explain nothing else. Nope.
Not at all.
only because of the coach.
Would you be shocked?
I would be supremely shocked because
I wouldn't be shocked, dude. The Falcons make those type of moves all the time. They just signed Kirk Cousins. If you're telling me that you don't really believe in Michael Penix, if you're the Falcons,
They believe in him though.
they believe in him.
I know, but I'm saying, just making an argument. If you're telling me that there's any doubt, because you have to be 100% in on the QB, and I don't want to derail us because I'm talking about where Stafford could possibly go if he leaves, because we're talking about the future of the Rams. But if you're looking at teams like the Falcons, they make moves like this all the time where they give up on the young guy for a proven guy. They try to do it with Kirk Cousins, but they didn't even believe in him that much. But if you're telling me that you believe in a guy like Stafford to come in with those weapons of Drake and Robinson and those guys,
if that's the case, you got to fire
Drake.
Yeah, you got to fire him. You got to fire. You got to fire the GM. If the GM makes that call, you got to fire him because
he
got
on site.
Would Minnesota do it? Would Minnesota guys like them do it? Like, I don't know.
I could see Minnesota taking Stafford.
Yeah, I see Minnesota taking a flyer on him. I don't
Shit,
know what they would have to give him.
Hey, a Detroit reunion. No.
I was gonna say
I could see him in Jacksonville.
If
Detroit
if Tennessee said, "Hey, LA, we'll give you the number 1 overall pick for Matt Stafford right now,"
absolutely, that's a done deal.
That's a Titan ass move right there.
They would be done.
That's what shit the Titans would do.
The Titans are not winning now.
They might. Spike, you would know better. They might not have the demographics to support a Cam or a Shador as the.
I'm telling you, they don't.
They
do not.
Who do we just pick number one? Who do we just pick?
I'm telling you, Shador Sanders is not going to work at the Titans. No. I will tell you that as a Nashville native.
No, the Titans.
No. He's not going to play there. No, if he's that guy, you mean he's not going, or he won't be good there?
The organization will not be able to handle what he brings to the table.
It's making Nashville great again.
I'm gonna put it that very simply. Like it's not good
though. He should be able to overcome that, right?
No, because the Titans are not a good enough organization to keep him secluded from what's
going to happen. Would the Cowboys trade Dak for Matt Stafford?
Listen, Ken, they should. No, absolutely not. Ken, when Shador touchdown in Nashville, listen, when Shador touchdown in Nashville, it'll be different. And it ain't gonna be about football at all. And it ain't gonna be detrimental. It ain't gonna be good for Shador.
Dion already said he ain't going there.
Dion, what you doing over here, boy?
It's gonna be Cam Ward because Dion said he ain't going there.
The Titans cannot handle a personality like Shador.
The rumor is the Browns gonna pick what's his name, Hunter. They said they're gonna try to be shitty next year for the next QB. I think Shador gonna end up either in New York or he just gonna end up dropping in a draft or maybe end up at Vegas.
Shador gonna flash that AP.
If the NFC East had all black 4 quarterbacks like that, Shador, Dak, Daniels, and Hurts.
Well, let's get into our picks. Where you guys want to start?
There's only 2 games. Nigga.
I know. That's what I was telling y'all.
All right.
So let's get into it.
So, damn, I forgot to do the update. But I'll do the update for the championship round. We'll see
When
the
y'all
playoff
gonna learn,
update.
bro?
Championship round. It's a long week. That's why I got the do-rag. I'm going to sleep right after this.
People you do this every week.
We got the Commanders in the shit. This is the 6th rookie ever to go to a title game. In their first season, going against the Eagles on the road at the Link. I'm going with the dub because shit. Ken, I'm a degenerate gambler, and if I'm at the table and I'm hot with this dice game, I'm gonna keep rolling until I crap out. So I'm going with Jaden Daniels.
Hold on, Nick. Who you got, Lou?
For what? Who I got for what? I thought we would skip over me. I thought we was just keep going to. I didn't even know I had a singled out segment in this. I really thought about going back and telling Jalen to change my shit. I won't.
Nah, nigga, you stay on the side. You stay on the side you want.
You don't even like saying Jalen, do you?
Actually, you know what? Jalen changed my shit. I'm going for Washington.
It's too late. It's too late, bro.
No, it's too late.
No,
it's too late, bro.
It don't
You gotta dance with who you came.
He's always said once it's submitted, it's locked in.
You gotta dance with who you came to the party with.
Yeah.
You
And
already
talking
know.
about it live. No, we talking about it live. I got Washington. Fuck it.
That's not how it works.
I told you, bro. Once it hit,
Jalen changed my shit.
Once it hit the screen, there's no redeem, nigga. That's the rule.
Change my shit, Jalen.
Look, I don't always disagree with Nick. Obviously, today, it's snowing in Georgia, so
and you've been right. You've been right mostly today, boy. That's what I'm saying. When you listen to me,
things been in alignment with me and Nick. But one of the sayings that I always agree with, no matter who it comes from, is sometimes you take the better quarterback. And let's be honest, Jaden Daniels right now is arguably the hottest quarterback in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gave him, this barrier. He's just a rookie. He's just this. He's overcome them all. And what my eyeballs tell me is that, at some point in the game, this is the reason why the quarterback is the most important position in all of sports. You're going to have to throw the ball. You're going to have to make some plays. And I don't believe that Jalen is going to make enough plays in the game to overcome it. Now, can Saquon run him to another victory? Very well so. But if I'm looking at just the quarterbacks, I'm taking Jaden Daniels in this matchup.
That's what you looked at last week too.
I took the team and it burnt me, so I'm taking the quarterback this week.
I was say come on, people, bro.
I watch.
You doing this on purpose now?
No, I'm talking about. I was about to see. No, he took Stafford last week too, didn't he? Stafford is better quarterback.
The same pause-worthy quote he said. He
said another. I missed it. I missed it. But no,
I mean, at this point,
they played.
I don't even know what he on.
They played twice this year, and you are a Devontae Smith drop away from being 2-0 against them with Kenny Pickett as your quarterback. And there's no way Kenny Pickett's better than Jaden Daniels. It's just the Eagles have a better team. That's what it boils down to.
Can we clip this part, please?
Let's clip it off.
Next Tuesday.
Let's clip it.
I want to replay this.
Stand on it.
I got
what you got, Ken?
Yeah, I mean they they went 1-1, and Jalen threw 4 passes in this. Jalen threw 4 passes. Jalen Hurts.
Oh, Hurts. My bad.
Yeah, threw 4 passes in the second game. And the Commanders barely won that one. I mean, Daniels threw it away at least once. And it was a shootout with Kenny Pickett as the backup. So I think this one's still in the snow, right? So I think the offenses will be limited, which is why you can point to what you could have argued. It could have potentially been a different outcome if there was a snow. It definitely slowed down the Rams a lot, but you can say it did the same thing for the Eagles as well. They were maybe a false start and away, and then a center making a mistake and letting Jalen Carter come through away from stealing that game. So Stafford was close, but the Rams made mistakes, and the Eagles just have the better overall team. And I just think that being at home in the snow again, and with Barkley looks like he is a man possessed. The way when he broke off that run and how hyped he was, just sealing that game, man. That was really dope to see.
I'm telling you, bro, he may be the best Philly athlete right now since AI.
Yeah,
that's what it
He's up
sounds
there.
like.
He's up there, Nick.
And I got the last 2 points I got, they kind of cancel out each other. One, we never seen Jaden Daniels play in the cold. So that's something that we're going to, again, that's the main con to the pros and cons list that I see. But two, bruh, this nigga just don't know how to lose yet. You know what I'm saying? And usually that first loss, it takes something. You know, it's gonna take like usually either that defense is gonna have to show up again, or it's gonna take something that's gonna be like, damn, bro, this is the NFL. Like that's gonna be his, because he hasn't had his NFL moment yet, in my opinion. He hasn't had
he's had a lot of them.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Nick.
No,
yeah.
I'm talking about like a major loss that's like, oh, I fucked up on this and we lost because of me.
That Zach Bond on that 4th and 1 rollout where Zach Bond took his head off, that was his welcome to the NFL moment that first game when he lost. Yeah, he's had that moment, and he's looked up.
No, my thing is like he won 12 games in his first year, bro. Most niggas who are even elite QBs can't even do. Joe Burrow didn't even do that this year. You know what I'm saying? Lamar didn't do that this year. I don't think he won 12. I don't know. He may have won 12 or he was 11 at whatever. It's like that. That's still in the, like, that's something that's not even average for, you know, somebody just making the playoffs in a tough division. So he, to me, is like in these playoffs, he's played like, I've been here before. I don't need to. Why do I need to lose? He asked me the question like it's an option. Like, why do I need to lose? I can just keep winning. I don't know what it's like.
Yeah.
So
that being said, I hope he played well, man. Because I like the young bull, man. I like his attitude and I like what he brings to the table. I want both those quarterbacks to play well in this game.
All I know is the Commanders got the better head coach and a better quarterback, and that's what I'm going with.
That's what you said last week too about the Rams. You said the same thing. Better head coach, better, and even in saying that, I thought about. I said, "Damn, Nick Sirianni is 8-0 against all these better head coaches and better quarterbacks we've been talking about." Nick Sirianni is doing his thing.
Hey, Jalen Carter had the game of his life.
Nick Sirianni is doing his thing. That's the first. That's a first on any media take that's talking about sports. Ken, you might want to clip that.
Gotta give him his props.
He's not.
Give him his props.
He's not.
He's just winning games.
He's not.
Y'all keep on the chat talking about some it's cold in DC. I know that, nigga. He hasn't played playoff in DC.
What's that?
These niggas just
he was in Tampa, and then he was in
he was in
Arizona State.
Tampa and inside.
Ken, I don't blame you for this at all. We got the AFC Championship game, a rematch for I think the 2020 AFC Championship game. But this time in reverse as far as I think home field advantage. We got the Buffalo Bills going to Kansas City once again to face the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. I don't blame you for this, Ken, because it seemed like the movie is already about to be printed out. They got the posters ready, you know what I'm saying? FIFA, they got the street team ready to go out, on the 9th of February because they just want Josh Allen. It just seemed like this is supposed to be Josh Allen going to the Super Bowl.
I don't think so.
And defeating the black man during the year of Trump, the year all this.
What black man? Oh, Mahomes.
Mahomes. Yeah.
He the only black man left that we got in the AFC show.
Nick,
that's wrong.
The thing, Ken, and I don't blame you for picking the Bills. Let's be honest. There's only been 2 quarterbacks, in my opinion, that are currently active that have played against Mahomes and have matched Mahomes throw for throw, big play for big play. And that is Josh Allen and Joe Burrow. Those are the only 2 quarterbacks that I've seen either go into Kansas City or host a game, and they've all come up with L's. You know what I'm saying?
They still lost. They still lost.
Because Mahomes is that damn good. You know what I'm saying? And, for everything that we talked about earlier, they get the calls, they get all of this, but Mahomes still got to go out there and make plays, and he does that. But Josh Allen, if you go back and watch the tape, and we talk about the L's and all of that. But if we add context to those L's, let's be honest, Josh Allen is one of the quarterbacks in the NFL that can duel I'm not going to say outduel, but can duel toe-to-toe with Pat Mahomes. No matter what crazy thing he does, Josh Allen can do the same thing. And we've seen him in this season do what Pat Mahomes did a couple of seasons ago. What happened when they got rid of Tyreek Hill? More efficient, less big plays, right? Not saying that they don't have big plays. He's still a big playmaker, but it's about dink dunk, take my shots, no turnovers, no bad turnovers and stuff like that. We're watching Josh Allen do that same thing. If the Bills win, Ken, I would not be surprised. But I just can't go against Patty, bro. It's just like when Tom Brady was in the motherfucker, bro. Every time you go against Tom Brady, you lose. Mm-hmm. So I'm just putting. If I had to put money up, bro, I'm just not going against Pat Mahomes. That's the only reason why I'm picking Kansas City.
Yeah, he's 3-0 against him. He's 3-0 against him in the playoffs. This will make it 4-0 if Mahomes can win this one. This is a chess match, just like the other games. These teams, what put them here is no turnovers. They all got here the same way, protecting the football, and that's going to be the key to this game as well. If you can protect the football, then you're going to win. Neither one of these quarterbacks put up huge stats this week. They both had. Average stats at best, but they did not turn the football over. That's what you hope for in a game like this. And Kansas City being at home, they're home cooking, it's going to be tough to beat. And I don't think the Bills have enough on their side of the ball to do so. You can't run the ball with Cook, not against this Kansas City line. That's their strength. So you're going to be running into the teeth of that defense. They're not going to be running the ball. So you're going to have to be looking to get the ball on the outside to secure. And I just don't think they're going to be able to do it as easy as they want to.
Yeah, I think I like Kansas City's defense. I think that they will be able to really, really tone down some of the things that Josh Allen has been successful doing throughout the year and the playoffs. And I think that Patrick Mahomes, it's going to be a close game. It's going to come down to the last couple of drives. And I can't bet against Patrick Mahomes in those situations. Like, yeah, Josh Allen is good. Yes, he had an MVP season, but I've seen Patrick Mahomes do it so many times. I think that when it comes down to it, and this game is going to come down to it, that he's going to come through.
27-24. Kansas City.
Mm-hmm. I say 17-20.
Ken, why are you picking the white boy?
Well, first of all, Mixon ran all over. They took the whole third quarter. They lit them up on the ground. Mixon and Cook, are they comparable running backs? They're probably even. I do believe in the Chiefs defense, but this feels like Allen's if this is the year to do it, this will be the year for Allen to do it. Last week, I bet on Lamar instead of against Lamar. And that was my mistake. I knew better. And shut up, Nick.
I know where you going with it. Go ahead, my bad.
But but yeah, man, I think this is it, man. I think there are two teams that could beat the Chiefs in the playoffs. I think Josh Allen and the Bills are one, and I think the Eagles and the defense they have and Saquon Barkley, I think, is another. And I think that three-peats are tough. And it feels like the story is written. You know, I said throughout the year in the chat, throughout various times, I think there's no way the Eagles should not make the Super Bowl with this team. You know, and I believe that. And I've said at times that I feel like this might be the year for the Bills. And yeah, it seems like this is the year. So, you know, I think this is it, man. Josh Allen wants this one. He wants to beat this guy so badly.
That's why he need to lose, bro. I don't need him to lose. I just want to see Patty do something that ain't never been done before, so we can start talking about this nigga like Tom Brady. Like,
I don't think it stops the conversation because I think that he did something that Tom Brady hasn't done, but if you're gonna like be regarded higher than Tom, you got to win more than him. So,
I don't think you need to. I don't think you need to because we don't have that argument in basketball. Bill Russell got all the titles, but we look at Jordan as the greatest. And no, and we don't even
but
talk
part-
about
If
but
you walk
part
up
of
to
that-
Tom Brady, and say I won 3 straight Super Bowls, knowing that he went 9 years without even making the Super Bowl, that's a card to play.
He's not even 30 yet,
No,
bro.
100%. But what I'm saying is that's the baby Joker. That's not the big Joker.
No,
Tom Brady still got big Joker.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
And
I get it.
he beat Pat Mahomes. So he has the deuce of diamond, and he got the big Joker. So all I'm saying is that Pat Mahomes just need more cards in the deck.
You think he got to win more? Wait, you think he has to win more Super Bowls than Brady to be better?
That
than
doesn't make no sense. That doesn't.
What
make
do
no
you mean
sense
that make no sense?
Because we watch
and
these
Brady
games,
got 7.
Bro. We watch these games, bro.
Nah.
You mean to tell me if you looked at Pat Mahomes in his prime and Tom Brady in his prime, you picking Tom Brady?
Yeah,
FIFO.
you know Mahomes is
no,
better
no,
player.
FIFO. Wait, hold on. The rules for who the greatest is changed when Brady started winning Super Bowls because Montana was 4-0. And Brady had losses, and they were citing him as the best quarterback in that they've ever seen. So 100%.
So, no, I'm not saying that they can't change. Tom Brady set the new bar. I just don't know if this sets a new bar.
It does.
3 straight Super Bowls.
7 of them things. 7
of
them things.
Yeah,
7 is cool, but 3 straight is crazy.
Because the first 3 he didn't even do shit in them Super Bowls.
Yeah, like those 7 people can argue against those. I wouldn't be one of those people, but I understand why Brady is great. But if you're telling me somebody like Mahomes went to 8 or 7 straight AFC Championship games and won 3 Super Bowls, and that's never been done before, yeah, I might call that the big Joker.
People are already saying he's the greatest now.
He could do a 3-peat. He could do a 3-peat for his fourth title because he already got 3 Super Bowls. So his 3-peat is on his 4th title. Like, come on, bro.
Ken, so 2 different things. The player ain't no quarterback close to Pat Mahomes. The player, physically, what he could do on the field, career-wise, is more so what I'm talking about.
How is the player different
to it too, though? That adds to what you're saying as well, FIFO. We see Brady and we're like, oh man, that's excellence. We know that's preparation. We know all those coaching and good things that go into him being a great quarterback. And then we see Mahomes and we see it's the athletic ability, it's the creativity, it's the no-look passes, it's even the shit that he did this weekend where I'm gonna slow up a little bit to make you give me the 15 yards to get another series of downs. Like, it's all the small things when you see him and you're like, damn, dude is a beast, man. Yeah. Brady don't have those moments.
He's so heady. Pause. But
come on, bro. Let's move on. Let's go to the super chat. Let's go to the super chat. It's late. You can see it's late.
Yeah.
Freak off FIFA, boy.
FIFA on them Diddy tapes.
I am not. I will not be indicted.
Anyway, as always, shout out to Adrian Wells, member for 39 months. Same thing for Devontae, who wished us a great show.
Appreciate it.
Months. We got Rayshawn Davis, a member for 35 months. Who said in honor of Trump, what pronouns y'all go by?
That nigga.
Trump call you that too.
Yeah.
There you go. It translates, so I can use it wherever. That nigga, that's what I go by.
Yeah. Let's see. Armada D365 returning this week. Not this week.
Not this week, but it's in the works, man.
Yeah.
It's in the works.
Yeah. Donovan Mason, he didn't just lose against Michigan, lost mad bowl games, missed playoffs, and lost a national championship.
Yeah,
but
he got one now.
But those were all the arguments for firing him. But all of the failures. Yeah, but if he didn't, that's what they were saying.
But he did, though, Ken. That's the thing. There ain't nobody if he
just did, though.
But they're saying he did. Right. So it saved his job.
But he did.
Right. It saved his job then.
Right.
Semantics, bro. It's semantics, bro.
Same energy needs to be kept when we talk the weather in Philly. Change the course of the game with Stafford's fumble, make the plays, and win the game. Absolutely. I mean, we didn't even really get into that. I meant to bring that up while y'all were
He fucked
talking.
up. He fucked up.
Stafford fucked up, and so did Kyren Williams after a big safety like that.
Kyren Williams
Like,
fucked up first.
Yeah, he did. Kyren Wilson won the one that threw the game away.
Yeah, shout out to Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter forced that fumble. That was a man play.
like,
To me, the Rams was gonna score on that drive. I promise you, everything.
They definitely were.
And they had just talked about like how the football is like slippery. So they need, man. It's just like, and he went out and just fumbled the ball. Look, it's crazy. But yeah, so yeah, that lost in the game. Those two, because they lost by those 6 points. Jordan House, what's up, everybody? Still love my Ravens, but we came up short again. This one hurts because we had way too many unnecessary Lamar-inflicted errors. Buffalo came in physical, patient, and played it clean. Yep.
The patient is the word that stands out the most to me in Buffalo's
Shout out
win.
to Jordan.
Stephen A. Spliff, more satanic team, Brady's Pats or Mahomes Chiefs? Seem like people be forgetting those calls in the Patriots' favor. Not me.
They changed the whole rules for Tom Brady.
Man.
They literally changed the whole rules for Tom Brady.
Yeah, Brady.
Yeah,
Tuck rule is the ultimate like joke.
And the Joker was the thing is they took it back. They was like, never mind, this don't matter no more. That's crazy. That's the
that was the
insult.
craziest thing.
The Raiders ain't
was
been
crazy.
the same since.
No, man.
that ended the Raiders. You're right.
And that's when my hatred of Tom Brady began. It was right.
That was the first Super Bowl run, right? The one he didn't do shit in. Yeah,
because I was fucking with the Patriots, and when what's the coach that went to Dallas?
Gruden. Oh,
OG coach. He had Drew Bledsoe,
Parcells.
Parcells.
Bill Parcells.
Yeah. I like those Patriots teams, and then I remember because I like watching. Then that came, bro. I was like, man, America is different, bro. Because remember that Raiders team was black, and they had Rich Gannon and man, that Raiders, but they were known for But anyway, I digress. Lamar Jackson.
That's funny.
That is
funny.
Yeah, it was more like Leroy this week. Commanders are the first 14-win team that never won. Every week is all about other team. I can see it now. Next show, Jalen was hobbled, Quenya hurt, Kellen more.
No excuses, Woo. Ain't none. They win. They win. They deserve to win.
Commanders. He's a Commanders fan.
Yeah, you're a Commanders fan.
Yeah, they all coming out the woodwork now. They like
Right.
I ain't never heard no Commanders fan.
All right, now you're a Commanders fan. All right,
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
They coming out of nowhere, bro.
All right.
I'm seeing.
Go Sam Howell.
I'm seeing some Huggle Puff ass jerseys walking around like who's a Commanders fan?
One of my homeboys was a Commanders fan 10 years ago. Now he coming back out the woodwork.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, you see what we're doing.
Yeah, shout out to my pops, man. My pops always been one. So.
And what do you call him, Shelton? Never mind. Don't answer that. Because you almost made me slip.
You still call him that.
I almost got
Same thing for them
tonight, bro. I almost slipped up. I said, had me say the R word, bro. I was
hey, they want it back. It's okay, Ken. They want it back. They fight to get it back.
My R like I was Hispanic or something.
Yeah, Native Americans fighting to get the name back.
Yeah. But they need to try to keep their what's Trump trying to take away? He's trying to
everything.
What ain't he trying to take away?
He said, yeah, we're gonna take that back. Because Obama gave it back to the natives. He said, we're gonna take it back. Abel, the touchdown and 2-point conversion was not to win the game, it was to tie, and the Bills had 1 minute and 45 and 2 timeouts. Bills could have still won that game.
I thought it was 1 timeout.
It was 2.
It was 2.
It was 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, the Bills could have won that game.
Could have won, but you still wanted to see Lamar do what he needed to do.
I wanted to see him make the play so we could come down to the end. I wanted to see what was going to happen. Let's play some more football.
Facts.
Green Beans, Spike the show. Let the white man go free and put all the charges on Lamar. Herbert did get none of this heat. This is what we doing now. I thought y'all blasted Herbert.
Beans, man.
Didn't Herbert get blasted?
Not like y'all tried to blast Lamar, and I was here to save him.
I'm
Shout
pretty
out
sure
to
we
me.
called out those
Shout out
same
to me.
turnovers.
That's what I'm saying, bro. These niggas, bro. I don't know what they be listening to. They listen to what they want to hear, and it is responding.
And y'all hate
For-
Herbert.
I was about to say for decades,
Yeah.
I've told y'all about Herbert. These niggas talking about somewhere to get. You ain't listening. You a new listener. Welcome if you are. But if you've
Shout
been
out to
here for a
Green
minute,
Beans, man.
yeah,
Nah,
if you've
Green
been here
Beans
for a minute,
for a
Green
while.
Bean's been around for a
it
minute.
don't sound like it with that shit. we keep it a bean. I keep it a bean. It ain't green, but I keep it a bean.
All right, Flavian. Lamar didn't have Zay. Brandon Stevens is awful.
I agree with that. Zay would have made a difference. And
If we're saying
I hate
Zay
that he wasn't.
Flowers would have made a difference,
He would have, Lee.
we saying a lot by Lamar.
Lou, he was the leading receiver, Lou. I mean,
Nah.
he was the leading receiver.
Nah,
Nick.
you can't even get the sentence out.
So wait, hold on. So wait, hold on, because I gotta understand your rationale here, Nick. So you're saying that my top target this season is not here. That wouldn't have made no difference. It shouldn't have made no difference.
I know I don't like to do this with my personal life, but answer a question with a question. But were they a Zay Flowers away from winning the game?
I don't know.
No.
And why
I don't
was
know.
that, FIFO? It was
I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know.
Lamar.
Yes.
All I'm saying is that he is their best playmaker on the outside.
And
He could have made a play or two that could have maybe looked different. Maybe
Like he did
instead
last year.
Hey, that was last year. Can we talking this year? I don't know about last year.
And
We're not talking about last
FIFA
year.
and FIFA this year, you would tell me
learn from his mistakes.
you would tell me the best thing the Ravens should be doing more is run the ball. They ain't got shit to do with Zay.
Look. First and foremost, I stand behind all my takes. Not one time did I say that they needed Zay Flowers or anything. This is firmly on Lamar primarily. But at the end of the day, we can't say that a primary weapon not being there, it didn't hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like look, at the end of the day,
come on, we good.
Right.
Move on.
Next.
Yeah, arguing
We know
about
we see that
Zay
check
Flowers.
stub behind you that says the officers are Spike and Lou.
Oh, I'm not throwing them no bail.
Hey,
There's no bail.
tweets, open doors. Jalen's been risk averse this year, and it has worked and led to W's. Also, AJ dropped the touchdown and quit acting like plays weren't ruined by his teammates.
Oh, so that safety was on
risk-
AJ, I guess
risk
too.
averse. That's the way that Shelton would put it. Like, yeah, come on. Like that's a way to say that's the way to say that my quarterback is not that good. So I need him to be risk averse.
Hey,
he's the winner, Lou.
Kid, Shelton literally said, "Oh, Jalen be calling plays. That one play he called in." I was like, "What happened to that bootleg?" He was like, "Oh, that wasn't."
You don't call that play.
Call that one.
He didn't call that play. Come
Look,
on, bro.
I will say,
He ain't called that one, Nick. That one came from the sideline.
they probably give him 2 plays when you go out, I'm sure. But look,
You won't know which one to pick, kid.
They gave him a PlayStation. That's the only time he can call plays, kid. Let's keep it a big.
They got that nigga coloring book like
16-2, Lou. 16-2.
what I will say is Tweets Open Doors has a valid point because we came in here weeks ago ripping Jalen Hurts for turning over the football. And now he's not turning over football and is winning. You can't ignore the results. And it is what it is. So he cleaned it up. So
it sounds like a black Jimmy G to me.
Okay.
Hey,
all right.
He got him to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, did they win? You know, the first
All
question
right,
they asked
Trent.
after.
All right, Trent Dilfer.
I'm just saying, you know, the first question they asked after you're like, oh yeah, we went to the Super Bowl. What's the first question they asked people after that? Did you win?
All right, Brad. All right, Brad
Let me
Johnson.
see your trophy.
Right. All right, Brad Johnson.
Oh, you just went as a fan. That's what you're saying. If you ain't come back as a ring with a ring, you went as a fan.
Yeah, one of those paper rings we had as kids. Lamar had to push for the team to practice in cold to be ready for Buffalo because Harbaugh didn't want to. Lamar been so frustrated with him this season. Are you serious?
Yep, they were practicing indoors, and they were not preparing for what they were about to go through, and they were
Mike
having a fit about
Tomlin
that.
to the Ravens. Mike Tomlin need to go to the Ravens.
Oh,
That's
shit,
the
that's
purpose
right.
of
Can-
Like,
can
why
you-
were you even bringing up Tom?
Yeah,
You
I
know
don't
that's
know
not
why
gonna
we talk
happen.
about something. Yeah,
Hey,
Ken,
Ken, that's the match that we need, man. That's the ultimate blackness that we need in the NFL. Mike Tomlin and Lamar Jackson on the same team. That's
He
what
won
we
last
need.
season.
yeah. My thing is with this super chat is like, what's funny is that Lamar is the one that cost him the game. He the first thing like, yeah, we gotta be ready for the playoffs. And it was you. Hey, kid, he threw that ball in the air. I could have sworn I thought it was like a running touchdown. Sheldon, I thought somebody was gonna be running down the field.
Nick, he threw it.
The Bills
No.
Nick, he threw he threw that interception like he was cold. Like he in practice with the shit.
And that safety thought he was fielding a punt.
Boy, that safety thought they was the whistle got blown.
What's the next super chat? Y'all crazy. Stop.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you can run around like that when it's warm outside.
Boy, hey, if it wasn't for Jaden Daniels, Lamar Jackson, the reason why they don't draft black QBs.
and look, that's the same thing that Mark Deuce reviews on D365 eventually, yes. But that's shit, the Rams were struggling in that cold, bro. They were dropping the ball. Man, that ball, I don't know how Puka caught the other one. He's just great, but that was one he caught.
The one he dropped. I know the one he's talking about. That thing was like trying to catch a brick.
Yeah, that was a brick.
I know the exact pass you're talking about too. Because I said, damn, they got him, kid. I said, hey, he was right there too.
Yep.
That ball bounced off.
And somebody, I think a tight end and somebody dropped one before then, man.
Isaiah Rodgers coming in there like he did something. Don't signal incomplete like you did something. You had nothing to do with that. He just dropped it.
That was that snow. Them boys don't want to be out there, man. But anyway, those are all the. Oh shit! Did we lose FIFO? Oh, there you go. Those are all. They say, all right. We're gonna catch y'all next week, man. Nick already got his nightcap on.
Hey, shout out
looking like evil Mike Tomlin. Nick look like Mike Tomlin, brother that don't know. He ain't got no job or no shit like that. He just smoke cigarettes and shit. That's what he is.
And be talking shit all day.
Yeah, like nigga, you know what you ought to be doing for the team, right?
And if he had a brother like me, I'd still be the same shit. I'd still say he ain't shit.
Let me borrow 5,000.
I know you got it, nigga.
Hey, shout out to my childhood hero, William Masters, in the chat, man. What's happening, man? Appreciate you joining. And he the reason I was number 34 in high school, man. That was my dog. Hey, man, appreciate you.
That's dope.
Yep. All right, man. We'll catch you guys next time. We out. Peace.
Peace.